Yes, sir. It's game time.
Mm-hmm.
Three of us, brother Elo, on the mic, finally, after months and months in absence, in Wonderland.
Trying to pull me off
Chaotic
the mountaintop.
Wonderland. Chaotic Wonderland.
Chaos.
He is back to the Templar of the Gods, God Body Table, the Ascension, the Lift of God podcast, where he belongs to get his shit in order, as we all need to do.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you having me once again.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
much respect, much gratitude every time.
Yes, sir. Man, we got the good
long time you've been trying to pull me off the mountaintop, you know what I mean?
I understand.
But it's much wisdom to be learned in the cave with the bears, you don't know.
It was long.
Yes, sir.
Much wisdom.
Yes, sir. I'm going to open us up. I'm going to continue on that topic.
Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, and Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we serve. Thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. Amen.
I mean, it's long.
Yes, sir.
It's long.
Yes, sir.
Ascension podcast.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so
Let me see the flame. I'm sorry. Yeah. Got my more. We're here with me, man.
I understand. Yeah. We got two mores on tonight. Having a jolly good time.
Mm-hmm.
At my home.
Jolly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you gotta get off the mountaintop, bro.
Jolly like Jahly.
I understand.
Jolly.
Yeah.
Just, Rasta humor.
I understand. Yeah, but you all know
Jolly.
See, your boy is on the mountaintop,
Yes, sir.
living the priest life, but has a whole litany of real nigga problems at sea level. You feel me? Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's what it is, bro. And I see you do it. I've been watching you. I've been feeling you.
I've been watching you.
I've been feeling you, but I'm like, all right, bro, you can stay up there, but you know what? I mean,
I've been trying to bring them all back in civilization. Man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to bring them all back.
these problems ain't gonna sort themselves out, bro.
You see, it's not about avoiding the issues on the mountaintop. It's about going to the mountaintop, just like Moses did, to get those answers that are set in stone, though. The answers that are set in stone, that are the undeniable answers that's definite to the problem. You know what I'm saying? So that way it's not like, okay, well, I thought of this, and it's just my ego versus my ego, and like, oh, I thought, and then this didn't work out. So I'm like, well, damn, I thought this, and then discouragement just continues to grow. No, the thing is to battle the discouragement. Discouragement, you can't live here. You know what I mean? And then there's a thing like to even like recognize that these essences of our battle is not the thing that is eluding us in the battle.
Yeah.
So it's like, we all kind of deal with like, whether it be our mom or our girl, we all got some kind of girl issues, right?
Facts.
And on that level,
Shit, man.
it's like it's really not your girl or your mom's.
Yeah.
What it is either something that's ticking inside of you that this individual is activating or triggering, or B, a lack of discipline to overcome that adversary opponent. And at the fact of that means that you're dealing with an actual spirit.
Fact.
So whether it's the spirit of discouragement, the spirit of anger, the spirit of frustration, the spirit of peace, the spirit of love, these are spirits.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So what you channel is just what you tend to express. And I know who I am, and I know what I'm good with, and I know the energies that I'm supposed to carry, and I normally do. So when I got an extra individual on the bus, let's say,
I understand.
it's like, nah, we got to be very, very specific in where we go, because I know I have an unworthy traveler.
Facts, bro.
You get me?
Facts, bro.
So it's grand wisdom. And so going to that mountaintop, doing the inner work, not just going there like, oh, it's a beautiful sunset. Fuck everything else. Nah, we really up here hymning and nailing and reconstructing the inner space to have a better outward expression. You know what I'm saying?
So you ready to be back outside now?
I mean,
You ready to be around humans again more?
Yeah, in essence, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I only want to say be around humans like that because it's like, no, I'm not really feeling like Gotham City everywhere in the fucking world right now. You know what I'm saying? Like if that's for real, like y'all, I'm definitely about to suit up and I'm gonna be carrying like all kind of tools, not the shit that motherfuckers is used to. You know what I mean? I'm not with the guns and hammers. I'm like on some whole other comic book shit. So if we go there, like, yo, you'll be like, yeah, you know what I mean? We shouldn't go there. That's the thing. But since we're here, that means I can't go there because
go where to being Batman? Go. What do you mean? Go.
I don't know if it's being Batman. It's more like the Venom suit mixed with Predator with me. Like if I'm perpetrated to a certain level, like I'm fighting to keep my levels and my rank in righteousness.
Yeah.
And in the heavenly realms. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like,
I think this weekend though really showed us, bro. Like.
What you talking about?
This weekend overall, bro, just the work we've been doing, bro, just even though it was just Earth Day and it's like events and stuff, but like overall the weekend is like showing us like, bro, like people ready for this
and
work.
that's why Bob and
people
weave.
ready for this leadership.
That's why I'm Bob and weaving. Even
Absolutely.
today,
people see what we do. People respect what we do.
Definitely. Even today was a big signature of that. You know what I'm saying? Today, I got mysteriously invited to a psychedelic conference.
Yes, sir.
It was the first psychedelic conference in Southern California.
Understand.
Normally, they're in Northern California. It's an annual thing, but it's the very first one that Southern California has been allowed to be a part of, I guess.
Yeah.
So, and I just got the scoop on that, which is a place that definitely I should be at. Matter of fact, I should be on that panel. Matter of fact, they should have hit me up 6 months ago and been like, bro, you are like the senior psychedelic shaman on the shit. But I've been doing what work needed to be done in order for me to be who I am now.
Absolutely.
And not be what I was then. You know what I mean? Because maybe I was better as a representative of self back then, but I wasn't a better representative of my higher self.
Facts. Allah.
So development is actually developing.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And every time the flower dies, a new bud comes to bloom. But
absolutely,
nothing is to say that flower don't hurt when it blooms.
Facts. Yeah, you had a bar yesterday or Saturday when yeah, that was yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah, when you told me that all of these problems that you're dealing with are just extensions of your subconscious mind.
Yeah, man.
Facts.
Inception type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts, bro. Absolutely.
And that's why I say it comes down to everything that we really got out of our scriptures, which is all dealing with these spirits. You know what I'm saying? Holding your discipline, doing what you know to be right, regardless of the situation, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of the illusion before you.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? If somebody tells you there's no floor, you're not going to believe them. If it looks like there's no floor, you might panic a little bit. But if you're still standing on something,
facts,
you could just stand on your ground,
facts,
regardless of what it looks like.
Yeah, yeah. And what I'm seeing right now, just in my my turbulences and chaotic dynamics, the family side, I'm seeing my lower self in prior iterations acting out in front of me and showing me how I was. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And it's like, yeah. You could hate on this, but nigga, this was you 3 years ago. Doing the same shit.
You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing all the things that my lower self, like example today with the lady, she was like something like around the energy of like, are you doing this from your heart center or are you doing this for your ego? And I'm like, see, y'all always talk about the ego like it's some negative, evil, spooky man, bad thing. Like I said,
that's not what you said. Say what you said.
I know. I said, I'm saying what I'm about to say more. That I was like, I have a great relationship with my ego. You know? So like things like this weekend, like it might seem like it's just boosting my ego, but it's like these are things that my lower self would have loved to like, he would love to be in these environments, because these are things that my higher self is created because this is higher self stuff.
Facts.
Like it's not about him and it's not about running rampant and just doing whatever the fuck you want to do.
Facts.
At these type of things now, it's like really stepping into like I'm a leader.
Yeah, no, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's run back what happened this weekend, man. Yeah, what happened on Saturday? Yeah.
Saturday was an event that, and mind you, it was just the reality of where I am. Not necessarily saying like this is all me, because by no stretch is all me. That's the beautiful part. Like I'm saying, it's not the beautiful part is not like something that just boosts my ego. It's something that like we doing it. We are doing it.
You ran an event sponsored by Foot Locker and New Balance, and you got your boys and people there free shirts and free New Balance sneakers.
And we got a greenhouse,
fire.
and we got and mind you, that wasn't me. Shout out to Johnny, shout out to Ivy, shout out to Prado, shout out to Lorena from Foot Locker.
Shout out to Lorena.
Shout out, you get what I'm saying? Shout out to Six Sev, shout out to Courtney.
Yes, sir.
You get what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, Robert. Shout out to everybody, Kush, Anna, Tony. You know what I'm saying? Everybody who pulled up and everybody who tapped in, because I was just a facilitator and a director. But ultimately, this is about a community space. You know, about the people who are just benefiting from this platform.
Facts, man.
And then, of course, on top of that, being able to facilitate Crops Up LA, having somewhere to, donate soil.
Yep.
And at the same time, seeing that bridge of like seeing even this week come on now, we not gonna act like we did.
No,
we met a congresswoman this week.
We met Sidney Comlager. Sidney Comlager came
as
to
our
Asante.
senator.
A state senator, Sidney Comlager, came to Asante Microfarm.
Yeah.
We started off our Saturday with her visiting the microfarm, talking to Jemiah, seeing what we were doing. And we actually did physical labor of stuffing soil and compost into our soil socks to put on the farm. Did that for a couple hours. Then we ferried our way down to the Compton Community Garden for the event hosted by you, sponsored by Foot Locker, New Balance, and then an event that you also catered and cooked.
Yeah, me and Lou, man. That's what I'm saying. Me and Lou, we cooked the day before. Ivy helped out.
Yeah.
We cooked and prepped some veggie pasta and made some kale salad.
Yeah.
And and then seeing his little brother came, his little brother helped out.
Thanks.
So just like I said, it's just cool just to see people really just tap into the overall bridge.
Absolutely.
I'm seeing the bridge being built.
The bridge is real.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's a 3-dimensional bridge in many different directions. Bridging the hood to politics, bridging agriculture to the hood, bridging the hood to regular white people who just workers and just want to understand us more. And shout out to our volunteer, I forgot his name, but the one that was rocking the crystal today or yesterday.
Barry.
Yeah, Barry, bro. It's just like that's a bridge, bro. Yeah, that is a blue collar, regular working white man that just likes being around the energy of Black Asiatic because he hasn't heard this perspective before.
Yeah.
And he really be listening to how we talk, bro. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we kick the game, man.
Yeah. And he's around
perfect,
us.
But we do our best. We show the new paradigm of professionalism.
Yeah.
Or do our best to. I do my best too.
Yeah. And it's like, Alo, it's like we're professionals, but we're also ourselves. And like they haven't seen corporate Asiatics. They see corporate Negroes.
Exactly.
puppeteering. No, not puppeteering.
It's the order of the day.
Minstrel. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's the order of the day, man.
Exactly.
Like when we say, when you get what I'm saying? Like when we talk about it's layers, like you said, it's 3-dimensional.
Yeah.
Nationality, the order of the day is a 3-dimensional concept.
Facts.
It's not only a literal thing. It's a mindset.
Facts.
What are we waking up and doing?
Facts.
Every day we building our nation.
Absolutely.
This is the order of the day.
Yeah.
It's not only, mind you, not to skip over the legal in the process of, correcting your status and the whole nine. I get all that, bro. And there's experts who can help you with those things. And there's temples that are created for those things.
Facts.
But there's also our job to build the world too.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We can't just only do it there. We have to build this world.
Facts. And it's also it's the bridge of an enlightened way of thinking. That's the bridge too, because it's like, what's paperwork and process and legal procedure without the enlightened mind? It's a waste of time. It's a waste of time, bro.
Yeah.
Like you doing all this external work when you really mean doing the internal enlightenment work.
Man.
Yeah, you have to, bro.
It was cool to bring Jemiah to the hood, bro.
And that part too.
On that part.
Absolutely. Yeah, facts, bro.
That part, as you say, doing the actual internal work.
Facts, bro. Yeah, you're right.
That's the mountain.
part.
It's the mountaintop.
For me,
That's the mountaintop.
yes.
You're right,
because
bro.
you have to realize every man, every woman have to realize that you are who you are. You came with certain gifts, you came with certain strengths, you came with certain weaknesses. And your job is to really work those weaknesses into strengths and those strengths into powers. You get what I'm saying? So it's not about fitting in. It's not about being like everybody else. It's about knowing your strengths and your powers and living from that and being that as you are. You know what I mean?
Nice.
And a lot of times we go through things that are traumatic and not traumatic, but they knock us off. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's just a choice that we made that was the wrong direction, and we went in the wrong direction. It's hard to come back. So coming into solitude You know, I think it's one of the most healthy things for, human beings, because I think we're so addicted to being a part of something social, especially in this day and age and time. You know what I mean?
But no,
to come into your strength. This is why I say the time spent on the mountain is not escapism. You know what I mean? It's doing that inner work. So that way, when one comes back into the Babylon system, one into the matrix, back into the world, whatever, one is coming in with power, and I can spread that power, and I can utilize that power without wasting myself or exhausting myself or I power. Saying, or I even just coming in weak.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? It's not no-nos.
Facts. And then you come down stronger, so you can get on niggas' head about worshiping calves.
Yeah, it's like a lion.
What are you doing down here?
The thing about like a lion being the king of the jungle. If a lion was in the jungle, a lion wouldn't know what to do. Wouldn't even make it the first night. You know what I mean? 12 hours maximum. Because first off, the king of the jungle is the damn gorilla. And second off, I'd say the queen would be the damn elephants. You know what I mean? But the elephants run the prairie and the jungle. So, you know what I mean? The lion is actually the king of the prairie. But this is where we have this kind of mishaps. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand that there's a time to be that lion. There's a time to be that gorilla. But the gorilla is the thinker.
Facts.
You know what I mean? The lion is the observer.
Facts.
So,
Facts.
the elephant is really the actor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The one that takes those actions. And you got to be all three. And knowing your place and knowing how to utilize yourself in every time and place in your strengths.
Facts.
Right, my Lord, and I know you wait.
But I'll go. Yeah,
Go ahead,
another conversation. I mean, you had a really good conversation.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday.
Yes, sir.
Everything is chess. That conversation.
Yeah,
every direction, every way move is a chess move, and it has to be treated accordingly and realize that everything's going to be met with clapback. And him and I have had this conversation about like always. No one is going to just hand us the kingdom. Here you go, niggas. It's yours. So every move is going to be met with a counterpunch. And so we have to anticipate that and plan for that. And then what are we going to do? Always be like, okay, so what's the move now? What, they made their move? We made our move. They made their move. So what we gonna do? What we gonna do right now?
That part.
That is chess. And what I'm realizing is like the higher we ascend, our enemy ascends as well. Our opposition ascends with us, just on the opposite paradigm. Hell. They go deeper into hell.
Yeah.
For real. And that's what I'm seeing. I was like, oh man, okay. I feel because I started, this year, and I was super in Capricorn season when I was like my element. I was like, oh, okay, I feel good right now. But I knew I was gonna have to pay for it. I knew I was gonna have to pay for it. And instead of like what I realized, it wasn't necessarily like me paying for it, but the counterpunch to me extending higher during that season was just things on my family dynamic just descending deeper into chaos, and then unfortunately taking me down with me because I was attached to it. So that is how that was the nature of that counterpunch. But that just supports what I have to say. It's like, every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
You know what? And the thing is,
it's a law.
I wanted to say something on that note, but I wanted to hear you finish too. And it's like, don't think of it like that. You have to think of it more like the more you develop into higher states of, I guess, higher mind states, the more you ascend, let's just say, and the more wattage you tend to generate, let's say that, the more you're going to repel a lot of things. It's just like if you have, let's just use a power plant. Yeah. There's not a lot of bugs and shit and rodents around there. No. It's hella voltage and frequencies and different noises at different frequencies we can't even hear that are popping off. And it's electricity, it's voltage, but we are electric beings. Facts. You know what I'm saying? So if you're doing the work, if you're working your chi, you're doing the martial arts, you're doing the breath work, you got your crystals, but you're using your crystals. You don't just got them sitting around. You're doing the study, and you're exercising, you're elevating, you're making sure that you check your lower self so you're in your higher self. Those that are comfortable in their lower self are not going to be comfortable around you.
No, bro.
your power is already a threat, let alone the choices that you make are threatening to their ego. And that's all they have.
That's all they got.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not that it hurts you because you were attached, because there's certain things that you're supposed to be attached to. We're not supposed to be detached from everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not the truth end.
Yeah.
It's just knowing that there's an hour for everything on the clock.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so it's like there's a beginning and an end, and then there's things that look like there's beginnings and ends, but they're not really. They're just intermissions, and sometimes they're just illusions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what I was saying, even about like standing your ground. And so it's like the floor, again, the floor could be pulled out from under you, and somebody could say that to you, but you could still see it and still feel yourself standing, and you're like, whatever. And then maybe like you don't see it. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you don't see the floor at all, but you know that you're still standing on something. So you might be panicking a little bit, but you still hold your ground. And then that's essentially what we have to do, especially with our women, our so-called queens.
Especially.
You know what I mean? Because that's our master teacher, essentially.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They go from their daddy to us as they go from their father to us as their daddy. We go from our mother to them as our mommy and shit like that. You know what I mean? So there is that duality, that yin yang dynamic, and even in that sense, like you said, it was the counteraction. It really wasn't. It's all like a wave effect, but not a counteraction thing. It's like it's the more you push something, the more it pushes back, because it's not real. It's not material. It's a film. You know what I mean? And so the push really has to be non-material. The push has to be with the thought. So that way what comes back in that material is what's manifested. And this is what I was going to say also, mountaintop wisdom, playing with the mushrooms and utilizing them, not just playing with them. Let me rearrange the whole wordage. Utilizing the psychedelic mushrooms ritualistically, ceremonially, or even just let's say therapeutically, right? They take you through like a wave period. You know what I'm saying? So 1 minute you might feel like, oh, this is great, like I'm tripping or whatever, or I'm really there, I feel all my chi, and the next minute you might feel like it's just gone, but it's not. Give it like 5 minutes and it's like a whole nother wave come back, like wave, 2-5.
The wave it got me on is just
I know, just hold tight. I know, I feel you. Well, look, so my whole thing is like you'll feel these waves and going through this wave process observantly and focused, you'll understand like how to surf or stay afloat of the waves instead of being beat under the waves or lifted up by the waves. You'll understand like this is life. And so like it's one thing I tell people, like you eat the right amount of mushrooms, you understand that you're not tripping. You're coming into reality.
Oh, word.
Remember, I think I say this almost damn near every podcast, but the brain only has 5 to 10% access. And they say even geniuses that we have today, like so-called Elon Musk and ... only use about 7 to 8%. So we're not even using a full 10. So that means we only know 5 to 8% of reality. And that's maximum, you know what I mean? Cats in the hood ain't using 5% of their brain. Let's just be real and shit. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take 5% of your brain to go to work, come home, get 40 some blunts and fuck bitches and do the shit all week until fucking you die. You know what I'm saying? Week after week and it's over.
Just take lunch.
Yeah. So it's like learning that wave process, learning the life process, and then stepping into so-called life. Because this is the illusion of life. This is the material, like atoms ain't material. So the fact that like we ain't even figured out how to put our hand through a table or walk through a wall yet is actually it's beneath us. You know what I'm saying? Like we really fucking babies to the universe, but we're not. We ancient gods to go to the whole cosmos, but we have been dumbed down to that much that we're at 5%. So it's a real life science to it when you really get into it. You know what I mean? You start playing with that other percentage of your brain.
Yeah.
You're dealing with the psyche. You're taking psychedelic medicine.
Understood.
So you're amplifying something in the psychic realm.
Facts.
And by that amplification, you're able to deal with reality that much more. So that's why when you focus that, you're actually able to manifest, attract, psychically even connect with like things before time. You know what I'm saying? I used to do this exercise where I'd predict the colors and the make and models of certain cars. I would sit in a dark corner of a street and then wait till cars came. They would have it would be like trees everywhere.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to see the car until it got like right in front of me. Mm-hmm. And so I would just trying to center myself, wait till it got right there and be like, red Toyota Corolla. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I have like a straight up like 95% accuracy.
That's what's up, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Yeah.
So you start learning how to do that shit.
Yeah.
And then you recognize like just because the mushrooms are gone or digested doesn't mean the brain doesn't still know that exercise.
So you would do this on mushrooms, or you do this?
I would do this in ceremonies or after, under the medicine, and then that like my brain knew the exercise now.
Understood.
But also by knowing the exercise and going through the exercise, it knew the results of the exercise, so didn't have to always do the exercise, could just jump straight to the result.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's the power of that psychedelic, wave system. You know what I mean?
Bro. Yeah.
So it's just like you have to just learn. It's like I tell the youth, learn how to surf. You know what I'm saying? You surfing in reality. This is not real though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some Morpheus shit. What is real?
Facts. There's a great book written by a Russian dude called Reality Transurfing. And it's like, that's what it is. That's literally what you described. But yeah, I brought it out here before. It's that one rainbow colored book. But I've read like probably the first 16th of that book, but bars, bro.
What's it about?
Surfing reality. Like you literally surf. You got to surf it. You got to surf it. And then essentially the gist of it, surf reality, but also you create and choose your reality with your choices. And it's all about everything exists in a matrix of totality, and everything that could happen exists in this matrix. So you just have to find your coordinates.
Focus that shit.
Focus, and then like, okay, I want to go this trajectory. I want these choices. And ultimately, you that's how you create your own reality.
This is why these so-called corporations, they build themselves up selling gasoline, stealing jewels from the minerals and things from small so-called third world countries or whatever, countries that are actually richer than America or whatever.
That's real.
But long story short, they over there thieving.
Nice. Yeah.
They do all of this shit, and it's just I lost where I was going with that. What's the last thing you said?
Reality transurfing, coordinates, matrix, totality of choices on this matrix. You have to pick your path.
Choices, picking your path. You know what I mean? They do all this shit and they take all of that money, billions of dollars, and now they invested in advertising. $1 billion advertising. 30 seconds, but it costs $3 billion for this 30-second commercial.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just to have it blasted on Channel 5 or Channel 13 million times a day and all that. You know what I mean? That's it's all to like have your head, all this shit in Instagram, all this shit in Facebook. It's all to have your focus all veered off. You cannot be centered. You cannot understand your path and thoroughly branch out and maximize what you are as you are. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing, and that's where our women are. That is the forbidden fruit. Their attention.
Oh man.
Their first eye is just diluted. So the duality vision is gone. They can't see us because they think that their duality vision is their first vision.
Yeah.
They're already backward. Now their first eye is only on actual vanity. And they're acting as if it's not a sin.
Yeah.
It's one of the 7 deadly.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, you have to understand these waves, and it's a good movie. I wanted to drop on it. I know my man want to say something.
I'm off a wave, bro.
It's a good movie by the name of 13th. I believe it's 13th Floor.
13th what?
13th Floor.
Oh,
this episode, keep in context, I did a small cap.
Yes, sir.
So
understood.
This how I am.
Yeah, I understand. We got you, bro.
You all right?
Yeah,
you all
good.
right?
But yeah,
it's all medicine. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said. Just take a couple breaths, focus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The thing is, the mushrooms are gonna work from the gut.
I feel like
so you're gonna have
engage when I,
your first three chakras
when I
activated.
engage. I'm ready.
When anytime you deal with proper psychedelic mushrooms, and like I said, those are professionally grown. You know,
I understand.
That's like it's not like we just grow mushrooms too. That's like no, those are professional.
I understand.
Grown. They understand the science.
I heard y'all talking for 30 minutes.
Yeah, all right, you know.
yes, sir.
I'm not a scientist. That's why I stay on the mountaintop. You know what I'm saying?
You got very excited.
But this is also, some of the thing I was told Temu when I was really like fighting off these spirits. You know what I mean? Is
in the mountaintop or in general?
In general, before my last, around the last time that we did a podcast, and I was really like out and really, peoply.
Yeah. Oh, I understand.
Word for the day, kids.
Peoply. It's a good word. It's a good word. It's a good word. I know exactly what you mean by that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Straight. You don't know. So
yeah.
I accidentally, I didn't really realize, I didn't know I was going to a psychedelic conference until I got there.
Oh wow! So you just took him blind?
I mean, I knew I was when I was there, but I took like cordyceps, like the ones that just help relax.
Word.
And then it's like some lion's mane cookies that help you like just relax.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I had like
is lion's mane a mushroom?
Yeah, lion's
mane.
Nice. These are all medicinal, not psychedelic, but medicinal.
Nice. They're all psychedelic. So I had like some
But this was a psychedelic convention. But there was It was all based on medicine. You know what I mean?
Understood.
It's not
so
just,
it's not like
not a
I'm
hippie
like,
convention.
I understand.
Yeah,
it's not like I'm like on a trip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it does have me like just euphoric.
Right now?
Yeah.
You feel euphoric?
Euphoric, just like
Yeah,
all as well.
That's what's up.
What I was trying to explain is that anytime you deal with psychedelic mushrooms, you're going to basically be dealing with at least 4 chakras minimum. You know what I mean? And it's up to you if you want to activate the other 3 or however far you want to go and activate the whole Kabbalah.
Yeah.
The first 3, basically, your root chakra, your sacral, and your solar.
Yeah.
So basically, from the gut to the floor. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you do work, if you're really in your mind and you're really like really working it, not just staring at colors on the wall, like kind of drooling on yourself, you're gonna be really activating your first eye. You're really gonna be activating your crown chakra. You're definitely going to be activating your heart, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's essentially the other 3 chakras. Now, if you're doing it ritualistically, ceremonially, you might feel like writing, you might feel like singing. So that's where you would get the activation of the vocal chakra, you know what I'm saying? But as I said, that comes with more intention, more work, focus. You know what I'm saying?
Quick question.
Yes. Sir.
Why have you never done psychedelics? Is like just never had the opportunity, or just never wanted to?
Good question. I was actually going to get there. So when I was 25 and I started tapping into these that upper percentages of the brain, not even upper percentage, probably like 7-8% maybe, and I went through my spiritual awakening, and because I wasn't equipped with the power to handle that level of spirituality, I ended up in the hospital.
I understand.
So during that was like 2013, right after like I dropped out of corporate, burnt out. I was going through just my ascension, my first really foray, because I was hardcore atheist. I wasn't about none of the God shit. I was like, I ain't messing with that. Then then once I actually started tapping into that power, I was like, okay, maybe there's something here, and I started experiencing that power, and I wasn't ready to handle. I wasn't ready for the levels I was exerting myself to, so I ended up in the hospital. But during that whole time, I was considering. People were telling me, "You sound like you're tripping," and I was like, "No, I'm not doing mushrooms right now, but maybe I should." So during that time, I considered it, but I never actually did it because it ascended too far to an ability to handle physical reality, and ended up in the hospital. Ever since I've left, I've been like, okay, maybe. Do I want to go back there? So I guess maybe it's this trepidation of like, man, can I handle these levels?
I feel you.
So it's more like, man, I ain't trying to go back.
I feel you.
So there's that part.
Because I
think it's mostly that though.
I know, like I did LSD before I did shrooms.
Word.
So I jumped like to like the full boom. You feel me? Of like what's really going. I mean, I had already been studying it. Studying like Seth Speaks and Abraham Hicks and like metaphysical, studying natural. Like, but like when I did LSD, and like you really look in the mirror and you change your face. Yeah. And you really watch people change in front of you, and you really remember Tom, Mary, and Kemet. Yeah. You really realize why you love pyramids, and you done drove pyramids, and you know why you came down to Earth to build pyramids, and like everything makes sense. Yeah. But everything makes sense, but also like, like there's no more like the rules get broke, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's on
all the rules
LSD,
get broke.
Right?
It was
LSD.
Yeah.
Understood. Okay.
Like all the rules are broke.
Understood.
Right? You feel me? Yeah. Like but you saw the real rules. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Like who we really are, who I really am, and why I really came out here. So
I feel you. And to finish your question, it's like I fear going to that state and not be able to come back.
I feel you.
Yeah, because that's what happened when I was going through my thing. It's like I ascended, but I couldn't find my way back, and then I couldn't sleep, and that's a problem.
Yakub's ladder. One way.
Yeah.
Saying.
But that's why like you gotta have like that's why they call it a trip sitter. And also like you said, just do
Facts,
it.
Man.
Like do it intentionally. Do it like
Facts.
With a facilitator. Do it with an intention. Like I did LSD. Like I really did set my intention. I detoxed my body. Set a whole day aside. We had somebody come and like help us. We recorded the whole process.
That's what's up.
I recorded everything. That was the coolest part because it's one thing to see. It's one thing to see.
When was this?
This was January 2018.
Okay.
Right?
Understood.
And it's like, it's one thing to see yourself in the mirror shift and see people, see somebody shift, but it's nothing to see it on video.
Okay. Yeah.
You feel me?
So what did you see on video?
I told you, we shifted.
Understood.
Like I changed my whole entire physical anatomy.
On video?
She changed her entire physical anatomy on video, and I say that.
Okay. So I could see it then.
I stepped outside time, space, and reality. I went outside, something happened, and then all of a sudden I looked back and that never happened. And then I was like, y'all didn't see what happened. It's like that never happened.
Wow. Okay, understood.
Like I was sitting outside. I went outside. The neighbor's dog came out, barked. The neighbor came out, talked to us, right? And then hopped in the car and drove off. And I blinked, and the dog was never barking. The car was still in the driveway.
Wow.
And I was like, wait a minute, didn't she just come? And it was like, what are you talking about? She never happened. And I was like, oh, I'm tripping. Then I said, oh, I'm tripping. I was like, okay, I get it. Let me back in the house.
So you tapped into you just tapped into another reality, right?
I literally just
tapped into
yeah, bro.
Yeah, so
you was skipping the dimensions.
You were skipping dimensions.
I was skipping dimensions.
You were skipping dimensions.
Because like you said, it's all choices.
Facts. Exactly. So you saw another wing of that matrix. It's like, oh yeah,
I stepped outside of time, space, and reality, bro.
Yeah.
And I broke all the rules, and I began to see colors, and I began to see, you could see colors.
Yeah.
And you could just see colors. Once you start seeing colors, and then when you really ready, and then once you really, really, really ready, right? Once you're really ready, you really see, you're like, shit, all right. And then you gotta sit back and have to say like, damn, what do I do now?
Understood.
Like, do I act like I didn't experience what I experienced, or do I step into what I experienced?
Well, I mean, you got to look at it like this. I mean, first off and foremost, like everything that we have, scientifically, mathematically, ... is still only based from 5% of the brain, bro.
I understand.
So you have to realize when they have something like quantum physics. That goes along the lines of what exceeds that 5 to 10% norm perception of brain neural perception, right? So psychedelics allow you to peek through that window past that 5%. You know what I'm saying? Because your brain
you could
is
just
activated.
literally like, oh, boo, I can see. You know what I'm saying?
But that's why I said it's really, really key to have, like you said, either a facilitator or somebody that's orchestrating the ceremony or whatever is going on to actually put focus in it. You know what I mean? Because your focus, it's not about the choices. The choices is like already made. but it's about the possibility of which choice you choose, because the choice you choose has already been chosen. But all of those choices have already been chosen. That's the thing about the whole fucking fucking reality, multi-universal, what the goddamn shit I'm looking for a phrase.
Multiverse?
Not that one. Parallel universe.
Yes, sir.
That's the parallel universe aspect. It's the possibilities.
Yes, sir.
And so it doesn't matter which one you picked. You picked all of them, and that's why even as you say, the Matrix, when he walks in to see the architect, my man has a room of 1 million screens with all of the possibilities that he already took the choice of.
Yeah.
So prior to that moment, but prior to him meeting the architect, he just had a conversation with the Oracle on the bench. And the Oracle was breaking down. He's like, man, like, so hold up, like, you work for the system though. And she's like, yeah, I didn't say I worked for either side.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, how? He's like, how can I trust you? And she's like, that's your choice. I don't.
Yeah.
You say, if you can, you can. You want some candy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so he's like, well, if you know. And she's like, I can't make the choice for you. It's your choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's that thing. And so he's like, it's just a bunch of possibilities, just smashed up in time and space. He's like, how do I know what choice to make if I don't know if I can trust you? And she's like, well, you're not here to figure out what choice to make. You've already made the choice. You're here to figure out why. And so that's the bang of it.
Yeah.
You're not going to understand that unless you get into fucking actual physics and shit. You know what I mean? And theory, particle theory, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's why I was saying, you know, for me, one of the last things I told Temu, at least maybe 6 months back, was like, I need to stay on the mountaintop for a little bit because I really need to focus on like my priesthood. You know what I'm saying? Like my position has and is the priesthood. The shaman is the priest. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And the shaman is usually isolated because he's usually doing shaman shit, which is either figuring out some fucking new formula or dealing with some type of psychic shit or battling off some type of spirit, so that way it don't fuck with the whole village and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So again, like coming to that, like that's the real point, and like why I can come into the garden like I did on Saturday and really come with some proper presentation, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then come into an event like I did today and really understand like, okay, why the universe is now pushing me into direction that like I'm supposed to be in versus kind of just being a drifter, you know
Facts.
Because
yes,
it's like when you're really trying to get away from those emotions or those spirits, feelings, thoughts, you're drifting. You're like, what can I do? Where do I need to go? Let me go do this. You're like looking for something. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But when you understand again how to ride that wave, you understand that you are in the superposition of all of those particles.
Yes,
all of those particles are those possibilities. And so psychedelics or no psychedelics, you're still in the power of that possibility. That's why again they do millions of fucking dollars, millions of goddamn billions of dollars of damage to just hold your attention on everything chaotic.
Yeah.
Everything, the news, the advertising.
They suppress your
the
possibilities.
Media. Yeah, because the more your focus is addicted to it's like the more you're used to soaking up dirty water, the more you're going to be a dirty sponge, right?
Absolutely.
But the more that sponge is only used in like the cleanest water and probably never even touches dirty dishes, it's just used to like touch up the clean sink after the counter's already clean type shit.
Yeah.
That shit's going to stay clean.
It's a good metaphor.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
And it's actually going to last longer.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the work.
Absolutely. Yeah. So I'm glad you asked me that question about why, because it's I still haven't really grappled with that experience that led me to the hospital, because it's like your boy went through a lot. It was a very powerful experience, and my concern is like really with myself is like, am I ready? Am I ready for that level? I don't know. I don't know. But what I can say is like that whole experience of stepping outside and then seeing the possibilities in front of me. That happened without mushrooms or without any external influence, and the whole.
I've definitely seen how mushrooms help with like psychotic breaks and like manic episodes.
Absolutely. You've seen it. Wait, in you or other people?
Both.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, I understand. Yeah. So
both.
But yeah, my specific experience was seeing the Matrix and then really being like seeing the choices, the possibilities, and being like, oh, I'm gonna pick this one now. And then I remember when I was like I was like walking through the house and like feeling like, oh man, every choice I make sets me off at a new trajectory of life. And then I remember I picked up this Bible right here, and I just opened up and started reading passages, and then I felt the passages literally move me through the portals. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like the Matrix, it was like, okay, I felt like, okay, with this verse, I opened up randomly, and then because I read this word, I felt myself shift over here. And then I kept shifting, and I was like, based on that experience alone, that's the word. That's the word of God.
Let me take that to use another metaphor. Yeah. Like as you say, that's the word. Okay, like
that's the word.
Break down this like the Matrix time. So in the Matrix and shit, in the Codex or whatever, like it's all symbols, right? Okay, symbols.
It's binary. Is it 0 1 0 0 0? It's a code, right?
Nah, actually, it's a whole bunch of different symbols. If you really look at it,
oh, you're right. It's symbols.
Like,
it's symbols.
Yeah, it's like those symbols are actually sigils. A lot of them are like ancient shit. They're different cultures. Some of them are like computer codex sigils and things like that.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But the main thing is, symbols are the same thing that letters are. Letters are symbols.
Absolutely.
So letters are what we put together our so-called words with when it comes down to literature. Literature is the writing of words and what is it? Never mind. But in literature, you know what I mean? In the writing of words. Right. So with that being said,
letters are the building block of language.
That's the essence. Yeah. So when you're dealing with that, like even when, you know,
well, the essence of language is meaning. Okay, continue.
You're good. Like in the Matrix, when they're like, you know, whatever, Neo wants guns or whatever, or they're like, hold on, I'm gonna send you whatever. They're typing in some type of symbol.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Some type of word, whether it's a word of a language that we know or not. You know what I mean? Maybe it might be computer language word, but. Same thing. The brain is a computer.
Absolutely.
So yeah, when you choose a certain frequency, symbol, word, same thing. It's just like in music. Yeah. They're not called words, they're called symbols.
Yeah.
But why are they called symbols?
Facts. Huh. Wow. Good. That's a good question. Right?
Because word is sound.
Facts. Absolutely. Yeah.
And sound comes from symbols.
Yeah. Yeah.
Putting together certain symbols makes certain sounds.
Was that off the dome?
What you talking about?
The symbol bar that was off the dome.
I wrote this before I came.
No, I'm just saying that was a code bar.
Yeah, man, that's real.
I'm not even freestyle right now. We're just talking about bars, bro.
Yeah.
Youngsters.
I was talking about that. I wrote a book. I'm gonna write a book called "Real Niggas Affirmations" or "Real Niggas" or whatever the case was. Talking about that, like how like words are like a word is a concept because a word is a culmination of sounds. Right, like a word is like bringing different sounds together with an intent. And the first word is like a mantra, like you know what I'm saying?
Well, a concept is like a collective of words that actually, like, you know, the first root word is con, so it's actually like goes against whatever it's professing to be. You know what I'm saying? It's when you break down the science of lingua. It's just like the word hello.
You get the concept of
hell.
The concept of
hell is low.
The concept of the
hell,
concept.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just those simple things. Good morning. What do you mean? Ain't nothing good about morning. Don't never say good morning to me. Tell me good day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's only day and night. What the fuck you talking about morning? Get my grandmama's shoe. Eat your ass.
Yeah. But I haven't. But this whole, you're making me go back to that experience that sent me to the hospital. But when I haven't really, it was so powerful that I haven't really been able to, like, you know, look at it objectively and be like, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? But I remember toggling through those realities, and I remember coming to a point where, like, the feeling was there was no separation between this physical reality and dream world, and I was like, which one am I in? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
You seen that
Yeah,
show
it's your
called
waking
Awake?
life.
You remember that show? The
It's
show
your
called
waking life
Awake,
moment.
where this dude, he, like basically at the end of every night he go to sleep, he in the real world, but he don't know if he in the real world or the dream world.
No.
He don't know which one is the dream and which one is the real.
Neither do you.
And they both keep telling him that the other one is the dream.
Neither do you. That's
So,
the
yeah,
main thing.
like in-
Neither do you.
Yeah.
Like I know,
facts.
but I'm just the show is cold because like in
Yeah,
one
yeah.
one show, his mom his reality his wife died and he got his son.
yeah.
In the other reality, his son died but he got his wife.
Thanks.
So he like be dealing with like going through therapy with both of them and like trying to be like
Oh,
a single
man.
father and
Yeah.
one, but also knowing that in the other dream he is. I like that. That show was tight.
Wait,
But it only lasted one season. It didn't get enough.
What channel
It's
was
called
it?
Awake. It was on
When?
Channel 4.
What was
that
this?
show? Was like 2011. Bro,
Oh,
2011,
man.
12. That was my show.
Yeah, I never heard of
It's
that.
called Awake.
Yeah.
You seen the movie Waking Life?
No, what's that?
It's an older movie at this point, but
You seen Paprika?
It's a bunch of.
Let's
Of
not
course,
call
I've seen Paprika. You seen Paprika on psychedelics?
No.
Okay.
Paprika was.
Just sit back.
You seen
Just sit
Paprika?
No,
back.
sir. I never heard of it.
Paprika is
When
like
you get ready to actually understand Paprika, you go ahead and you play with that professional grown shit that we got today. You
and
see
really
what I mean?
watch Paprika.
Yeah, really let Paprika soak in.
Paprika, basically.
That shit is on.
Long story short, it's like this lady. They find
You can't even try to describe it. You have to see Paprika.
it's hard to.
How do I
describe.
watch?
You don't need psychedelics to see it.
Okay.
You need psychedelics to understand it.
It's in the context of like the dream world and the real world, and
Understood.
the dream world finally comes. To
No,
the real
it's
world.
it's deeper than that. It's
go on.
it's like I don't want to spoil it because it's better if you don't know. Like when I watched it, I was like, okay, this shit. Like I know I'm an anime buff, but I'm a hardcore anime buff.
Is it
I don't
anime
just
show?
watch.
Is it
No,
anime?
it's a movie.
Oh,
It's
okay,
a movie.
understood.
But that's why I was
Dope.
saying I don't just watch like all this little
Who's
funny
in it?
bunny shit just because it's Japanime. I watch some shit that really got like the storyline, the thorough like meaning in it. Like you ever seen the movie Princess Mononoke?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
I never seen it.
that
What's that
and
about?
Up. Let's say you did.
Understood.
What's Princess
So
Mononoke?
shit that's like, hold on, I'm
Anime.
gonna get to that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, continue.
But shit that like really got like some umph to it. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks.
With the animation, with the story, with the whole shit. You
So
watch the
Paprika
movie.
is animated.
Yes.
Yeah,
sir.
Paprika's anime.
Oh, dope.
Yes, I. But
Huh.
I would say it's on the level that's like. You remember that movie Flatliners?
Never saw it.
Okay,
Is it
I'm
anime?
not
Is
gonna spoil
Paprika
it.
anime?
I'm not gonna spoil it. You just gotta
Okay,
see
I'll
it, bro,
see it.
because it's like
Is it anime?
It's anime.
Okay, I gotta see it.
Have you seen Ghost in the Shell?
No, sir.
You should see Ghost in the Shell, both of you. I doubt you've seen Ghost in
I've
the
seen Ghost in the Shell.
The anime one?
Yeah.
The movie. The original one from 90.
Nigga.
Goodness, great.
Yes.
I won't ask again.
The first one, the first edition one.
I won't ask again.
The one. Yeah,
I got you.
That'll teach you, sir. Don't ask questions, bro.
Yo, spliff.
The more has spoken.
So, on that note,
Yeah.
yeah, nah, but yeah, on the real one, Paprika is some dope shit. But
Yeah.
I was gonna say if you check that on psychedelics, that thing soak into you like it's a multi-dimensional movie for the mind. It's deep. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give Paprika props. If you've seen Paprika, you know what you're talking about. But I'm telling you, watch that while you riding them waves, because you gonna understand even like the wave concept. Like it's a different thing. Nonetheless, that's enough of Paprika.
Understood. Okay. Watch Paprika. Yeah.
I don't remember what I was talking about before
I
you brought
understand.
up Paprika.
Yeah.
I was saying something. I was going somewhere.
Yeah. But I
was riding this wave.
Yeah. Good for you. Yeah, I feel it too. It's nice. Yeah.
Right.
The wave.
Yeah.
I feel your wave,
Yeah.
bro. No, I feel
Everybody.
it. I feel
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we feel it. I feel it. Yeah.
Was it a
Keep
good
going.
wave?
It's a good wave.
Yeah.
It's a good wave. Yeah, but so when I was
Been on shrooms
okay,
all
so
day.
this it's kind of like my first mountaintop experience because I had before I was hospitalized. It was just I went up there. I just wasn't ready to go up there because I didn't know where I was going or who was taking me there. There was like two climaxes.
Wait, you didn't take yourself?
I mean, I took myself, but I didn't know I was taking myself because I wasn't tripping. You know, this was all an experience that happened without the use of
Okay,
medicine.
wait. So you weren't actually on the mountaintop? You're saying this is in
Oh no, I use the mountaintop as a metaphor.
Got you.
The mountaintop.
Okay, rewind, come again, select, and let me
His
catch you.
mountaintop moment. That's what he said.
My mountaintop moment.
Got you.
My mountaintop moment.
Yeah.
I didn't know
back.
I was walking
I'm
to
back
that, but
with
I
you.
ended up
I'm
there,
back
and I was
with
like,
you.
"What the
I'm
hell's
back
going
with
on?"
you.
But there was 2 points before, like, so it was light and dark. So it started off in the light, like, oh, I was like, I'm God. Oh, I'm God. It makes sense. And the height of that experience is ending it. It was like Allah was. He showed me the totality of my universal experience. Like it was like he was like a flip book, a flip book like a cartoon, and you flip the pages and it looks like a cartoon. It was like that. The entirety of my experience is that, and it ended up just the conclusion was like the infinity sign. Like, yeah, this is you, bro. You are infinite, and after that, it was like a countdown, like. And it was literally like in my mind, like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's great.
That's deep.
That was dope. That's perfect timing. And
Is that on purpose?
No, that just happened right now.
Settle down, man. Enjoy the show.
Yeah,
You fucking it up for the audience.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing.
That was perfect timing. That happened
Yes,
right
everything's
at
divine
right
right
at
now,
midnight.
man. Everything-
I counted down to midnight. I'm just for the
Ain't nothing
record.
rehearsed.
I
Ain't
just
nothing
counted.
rehearsed.
I just counted literally down to midnight.
Okay, so go
right
on.
when
What
that
happened?
right
Yeah.
when that flipped
Yeah, man.
to 0.
Yeah, man.
The whole light shit, like, oh, I'm God and it's beautiful. It went right to chaos,
But are you? Straight darkness.
darkness, chaos, fear. So the shadow side of me, and so the low, and it was that experience riding that wave that led me to the hospital the following morning. So
understand.
I had to pay a price for that wave I rode. And by no means was I ready to accept the counterpunch or not even the counterpunch, just the what's the word? The residual effect, the wave.
It's like this.
The other way.
Look at it like. Look at it. I'm gonna just keep using fucking Matrix metaphors.
No, it's a
all night
perfect
and shit,
metaphor,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
Yeah.
So check it. Like, okay, in the first Matrix, Neo doesn't know himself, right? He's still asleep or in his lower state, right? So he's still his lower self, and he's doing a lot of pushing. He's making physical moves, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's not a physical world, but he's doing physical shit. He's this master hacker. He's selling these floppy disk on the low. He's got this thing going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he's topping his game. Like he's literally top in the hacker world. He doesn't even know he's the top in the hacker world because he's looking at old pics of Trinity and Morpheus, and they're not even real hackers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're labeled as hackers. ...
Yeah.
So. Neo comes to the point where he does the shit. He meets Trinity, right? Follows the White Rabbit, meets Trinity.
Yeah.
That's more pushback. Especially we don't know what was on those floppy disks and shit, right?
Yeah.
But the very next morning, it was like, fuck, was that a dream? Like, shit, how did I wake up this late? Fuck. So he gets there, he's getting cussed out by his boss. He's got the pressure coming back, right? So it's a bad day, obviously. He woke up late. He's got to hear it from his boss because he was late. He didn't mean to be late. Fuck, he didn't want to go to the goddamn club last night. But damn, what the fuck does that mean? Was that even real? Was it a dream? Right? So it's all this mystery, but it's, again, this pushback, the doubt, the fear, the fucking I told you so. Yeah. Look what happened, right? Then the package with the phone call. Morph is like,
Morph gonna give us a play-by-play of the movie.
Just let me. You ready for wisdom?
Go. I'm in.
Quit playing around.
Yeah, go. Continue.
Listen, so Morph gonna come through.
I never got a play-by-play of the Matrix.
You about to get one now, my lord.
Go.
You ready? You ready?
Yeah, go on,
my
get it.
Goodness.
Yeah.
You ready?
Go ahead.
I'm starting.
I'm watching the movie in my mind. Mind you, I'm watching Neo
you
stand
should
up
be.
and
You,
look
yeah,
over the,
yeah, you
look
should
over
be.
the-
Exactly. Okay, so we get the package and shit, right? And then the thing is, Morpheus told him straight off the bat, like, you know what this is? And he's like, fuck, Morpheus, I guess. He's like, yeah, like this ain't the way I wanted to like meet you, but unfortunately we ain't out of time. We ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
So it's that type of thing that you kind of went through and shit. And you also have to realize like it's not a that's why I say it's not a pushback. It's that it's the equal thing. Remember that even though the agents come to him right then, they catch him. Why did they catch him? Because he gave into the fear. He didn't just jump on the scalpel and do the fucking shit. Now if he wouldn't like been like fuck it, there ain't no down, you know what I mean, and did all that shit, his mind would have been like there is no down. And did some Matrix shit. But he wasn't there. He gave into the fear, he gave into the doubt, and fucking went into the hospital, so to speak.
Facts.
So
yes, sir.
The agents got him.
Yeah.
The agents shot him up with a fucking bug.
That's right.
They told him what he needed to hear, so that way he'd stay in his low, in his fear, and in his doubt.
Facts.
And fucking they still came back for him, as the higher always does.
Facts.
And it's like, look, nigga, that shit's a bunch of lie. We got to get this bug out of you.
Facts.
But we've been bugged for real. So we like, nah, I'm going to stay in the house. I shouldn't be thinking these thoughts. And we shut our own computer down. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, man.
So it's like you have to really look at it like, again, coming into the metaphysical world to do that pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
coming into the non-physical realm where you're the architect now. You know what I mean? And no matter what's going on in Babylon, you know what I mean, your metaphysical muscle is stronger. You know what I'm saying? Man is mind, right? Mm-hmm. So if man is mind, then that needs to be our highest strength.
Yes, sir.
Not our finances, not our appearance or our car or none of the bullshit that we typically, you know what I mean, are on.
Facts.
So, yes, sir. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I remember the specific point at which, man, I gave into the fear, and it was the fear. Actually, it was I had a choice between continuing to the light at the 0 point, or holding on to at that time. It was just my girlfriend at the time, like the materiality. And I was like, okay, do I want to continue with light, or do I want to hold on to this material attachment? And then I was like, at the 0 point, I was like, what do I do? And I just looked at the attachment too much. And that is when I started to despair. All it took was that hesitation.
Just like Lot's wife. That's why they say, don't look back.
Don't look back.
There's no back in time anyways. Like you're not going to get younger, not 1 second. So it's like any time that you try to look back in time, like the realm of the Matrix is the time-space realm.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why like the power of the mind is that we get to actually escape time and space.
Yes, sir.
It's just like that space that you get in between sleep, or if you do out of body or any astral work, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Any type of genuine dream work or things like that, you're playing with that realm that is in between time and space. That's why you might feel like you're down for 4 hours doing work, but it's only been 20, 30 minutes gone by on the so-called clock.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah, and to continue on with that metaphor, in my actual physical experience, once I made that hesitation and that fear from the light at that 0 point, then I descended, and then I just lost. That's when I started spiraling to the thinking of like, what's going on? What's happening? Am I, what, and then from that same power that I had of going up was the same way I fell down.
Same exact pressure. Remember.
Same exact pressure. And it was intense, and it was like it spiraled me literally down to hell, which is a mindset.
Exactly.
And so I remember like, so I would say, I want to get very specific, that the high was probably like 1 a.m. Hell, it might have been midnight. I don't know. And then the spiral down, it was all the way until 5, 6 a.m. And once light like started, the sun rose, and I started seeing stuff. I remember everything that I looked at looked demonic. Mm-hmm. Like from the Beanie Babies in the closet to pictures of my teacher from college. I looked at it and I was like, everything is devil. Everything is Satan. And there was no light in anything. So my reality became hell. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. It became hell. And I remember just being like, it felt at that point that I was like hell, and I was on a spiritual battlefield, and I felt like there was angels and demons flying. I felt all of that like holy warfare happening right then and right now at that moment. And I felt like I wasn't a fighter. I was just being suppressed by that pressure. And just remember crawling around and being like, what the hell is going on? And at some point, Oh man, yeah, this was got really scary for my family because they were there, and then I went downstairs and my brother was like,
What you crawling around
"What
for?
the fuck are you?" It's terrifying. What the fuck? Because he had seen like I was just on some weird shit.
Might as well have been on drugs, right?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Might as well. But the thing is,
Straight.
the scary part is like they knew I wasn't on drugs. They knew I was just acting
Exactly,
funny. They knew I was just acting different. So when he saw that, he was like, "Oh shit,
This nigga lost his bananas and shit.
This nigga lost his bananas."
Yeah, man.
So I mean, I knew I didn't. The whole time I knew I wasn't. I knew I didn't lose. I just knew I was having an experience. But from their perspective,
yeah, exactly.
I
From
was
the outside
like,
in,
that's terrifying.
You're like, damn, this nigga tripping
this
for real.
This nigga's not coming back. And I didn't realize that till after the fact because they had genuine concern in their eyes, and I was like, "Oh, y'all, shut the fuck up!" And then see my attitude was like, "Yeah, shut the fuck up, y'all crazy,
You don't
y'all
even know what
crazy,
you're talking- yeah, exactly.
yeah,
You
y'all
know what you're talking
crazy, y'all crazy." And I was so, but my point is, but once I went from that, and then I started running around the house casting spells on my mother from Harry Potter. That's when that's when they was like, okay, now it's a problem. Now we can't let this nigga outside. You feel me?
Yeah.
And that was the point at which my mom had to be like, "Oh shit, I gotta call 911."
Damn.
Fuck. And looking at it from their point of view, how terrifying is that? You know what I'm saying? How fucking terrifying is
It's
that?
very terrifying to be around people when they're having a manic episode.
Yeah, bro.
As someone I've experienced it.
Yeah.
I experienced it from a child,
Yeah.
all the way to an adult through different
So
people.
seeing these experiences,
I've seen many
Yeah.
people. I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen manic episodes.
Yeah, bro.
Like every year.
yeah. Okay, so you've been the
I
spectator.
come
of
from
them.
the hood, bro. You get what I'm saying? We experience. I've
Yeah,
experienced a lot of manic episodes, and you have to just. Sometimes you have to actually just let go.
Yeah.
As far as like the outside looking in, you have to really be like, I can't control this person.
No.
But there's been times when we've had to, it's gotten physical.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there comes a point where this entity, the spirit, must be controlled.
I was a child, bro. I remember one time my auntie for like, I think it was like her birthday party or somebody's birthday party, bro.
Yeah.
Like she went in the kitchen and grabbed a knife and tried to kill herself.
Oh, damn.
And my other auntie had to stop her from trying to kill her.
Yeah.
Bro, at the goddamn party as a kid, bro.
Bro.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
I've
man.
seen some shit, bro.
I understand, man.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I've seen manic episodes.
You understand
so
how,
I can understand.
how that feeling of this could literally go anywhere
But that's why
to murder and chaos.
one of the main reasons that I work out, exercise is for my mental health, bro.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, bro.
'cause I've seen this shit.
Without
bro.
a shadow of a doubt.
We gotta take care of that mental. That shit real.
It's real, bro.
Eat right, exercise, meditate,
Facts.
do what you need to do.
Facts.
'Cause this shit's real.
It's super real. Yeah. So once I started casting spells,
Hit the motherfucking you feel me, plant medicines,
Yes, sir.
psychedelics, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All that.
yeah.
Keep this shit, man. Shit. I'd rather be quiet than be crazy.
Yeah, facts. No, for real, bro. And because then at the end of the day, objectively, it's like I wasn't ready to leave. I'm not trying to leave a body, have to get another one just because I couldn't handle my shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the mentality I have now. So
The last time I had a real psychotic break when I overdosed, I wouldn't say overdose, but I took an edible and it was it was strong.
man,
It was stronger than I thought, and it hit me it was in a party bus. It hit me in the party bus, bro.
yeah.
And I was just sitting there having a full ass conversation with higher self.
You know that's the signature line with cannabis edibles. It was stronger than I thought.
Yeah,
bro.
seriously.
Like, bro, like,
But it put me in a.
you should
I've
read
never
this
had a
shit
psychotic
before,
break.
Like, yeah, like they like, oh, it's just I don't have to smoke and it does the same thing. Like, no. Somebody should tell you
Yeah.
that shit is like 10 times stronger.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
mixes with an enzyme inside your gut,
Yeah.
and it does psychedelic shit. It
does
doesn't do
psychedelic shit.
cannabis shit like when you smoke. If you don't want to smoke, but you want to see what cannabis feels like just for a little bit, you should smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because if you eat that shit, you're gonna see what fucking mushrooms feel like when you eat too much.
I understand. For real. I understand. Yeah.
And I looked at
Like
it,
you
was
can
like,
eat mushrooms and not feel what you feel with cannabis.
yeah, facts.
I
You
understand.
get what I'm saying?
I've never
I have
felt
done
like
edibles.
I had a break off shrooms, bro. I always go with shrooms. Make me go within, get quiet.
Yeah.
It make me like as soon as I close my eyes off shrooms, that's when everything opens up.
Understood. So this cannabis or this edible experience,
Oh yeah, it sent me over the edge, bro. I was calling my dad, and I was just like, "Why would you let me do the things I be doing?" You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like a real like. It was just, but I was broke.
Cannabis edibles got a long time history of fucking niggas up. Like you can look it up on Google that there is like millions of billions of hundreds of phone calls to the police of people telling them that they gonna die. They ate edibles. They had some marijuana. Somebody gave them something. They think they had marijuana in it. They feel like they're dying. They can't. They can feel. They can hear their heartbeat. They, you know what I mean. There's people that do smoke. People that don't smoke. It's all kind of shit. And you know, for the most part, it's pretty funny. But it's you know kind of not, because these people are educated in this shit. And this is. Again, for me personally, this is part of the reason why I had to spend my time in solitude to really understand how to fucking be out here in the matrix and break that shit down without pushing in the material world. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
See, because it's like there's different ways to it's just strategy, man. It's just strategy. There's different ways to overtake the opponent, and the best way is to not even have to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So we want to make as least resistant as possible, and no matter what we do. You know what I mean?
Facts.
And that's the key. So if we're gonna make an impact on something that has like a long time run, that people that have been running it are benefiting from, like tremendously benefiting from, they're not going to want to let that go. So the energy has to be a little bit persuasive, and or a lot of persuasion and a little bit of force.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Versus a lot of force and a little bit of persuasion.
The most efficient amount of force.
Yeah, because you see, like right now is like an era where, like, for instance, you just went to the very first fucking psychedelic convention for Southern California.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
So it was an official event. It wasn't like underground.
It was. I mean, well, it's psychedelic, so it was as official as it could be in LA without it getting busted. I assume.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was definitely an official thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely thousands of dollars event.
Okay,
Definitely thousands of dollars.
Understood.
There's some people that had some products there that, you know, go beyond probably that. So
Understood.
Definitely.
Understood.
But I forgot where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
No, I'll continue with where I went after. Yeah. So my point is, like, my family, my brother, my littlest brother, my mother were in their experience in the seat of the passenger, like you've been in, and so like. Yeah, I know that was terrifying for them, and I've never been in that. I never had to witness someone else I love go through this shit. But my point is, once I started running around, my mother was like, "Okay, I gotta call 911 to subdue this nigga, because he will run outside the house and get killed." So at that point, she called.
For real, a lot of people have been killed like that.
Seriously.
A lot of people have been in prison like that.
Seriously. Yeah. They get from going out, from being let loose on society like that. But then also when you call the police, police kill you. Police kill niggas like this.
It's been recorded many times.
Facts. So my mom has to. How hard of a choice is that for a mother to make? To call the 911 on her black son who's fucking lost it. And but anyway, yeah, niggas came through. 5-0. They were nice. They were all white men, and I saw, like, in their eyes,
hella persuasive, a little bit of force,
little bit of force, but like no one grabbed no
persuasive.
But the thing is like, we're not broke, you know what I mean? They didn't come to the hood for this shit, bro. They were definitely treating me as like, oh, we can't kill this nigga, it'll be a problem. He probably played football and shit, and like the city knows him. It's like, it's gonna know, okay, he's one of the good ones. You feel me? So I got that treatment, and I remember specifically, I would say, how many police was it? They're all white, 4. And I remember, like, because when I'm in that state, I could see everything about you just by looking in your eye. Everything. Like, whether you're friend, ally, whether you mean me harm. And then I would say, like, there was, like, just cops that were devils. And I could say, like, okay, well, your only reason you don't want to kill me is because you know these other 2 boys who are actually good human angels would not like it. So I remember seeing, like, okay, you're cool. Oh, you actually want to help me. And so I would only just gravitate towards the ones that wanted to help me, but they utilize the energy to get closer and closer, just subdue me, to hold me down. My brother was recording it, and I remember being held down, and man, I was like against the fireplace in my living room, and they were just enclosing on me, and I think I was trying to like cast spells or some shit at them, bro. For real.
It's not funny, but you know,
it's not.
It's not funny.
It's funny now. It's funny now
It's
because
not funny, but it's a visual.
for real. And I'm giving the story.
I say it's not funny because the shit is so fucking real. It's like it's sickening that they make it a psychic thing. It's like it's not a. It's
I
not.
understand.
No, you're missing what I'm really saying. Yeah, it's giggly. It's not funny though. You know what I'm saying? Fucking and I mean that like it's humorous, but it's not funny because I'm saying like these things are again fucking developments.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? But motherfuckers having a psychic breakdown gonna get some kind of psychotic medicine, be labeled as some type of mental health disorder.
And that's where I'm going to go.
It's
That's
like,
exactly where I'm going.
What the fuck?
But that is the agent.
You know I'm smarter than you, right,
Yeah.
motherfucker?
And that's
I
what-
just graduated.
And that's
You know what I'm saying?
And that's where
graduated reality,
but
bitch.
these are the agents. These are the agents.
Just.
Just the agents.
Trust.
So I they subdued me and they put me on. Man, bro. Okay, I haven't really talked about this to y'all, but this shit was real.
I understand.
Yeah, this shit was super real.
Psychotic break, bro.
Yeah, this is a super psychic. Not like a regular ass cute. It was a psychotic. Nigga broke the fuck off.
I understand, bro.
Broke way the fuck off.
But did you?
No. But so
You just like you said, you just peeked through the shit.
I saw it. I saw it, bro.
We've all you've seen chaos.
Yeah, saw it, bro. And then I just I followed the black rabbit to fear and doubt. Mm-hmm. That's all it was. And I just continue on that spiral, and then it's like an avalanche at that point. Once you make that hesitation, and then they got you, or you just give into that fear.
Well, that's where hesitation comes from.
Exactly.
Hesitation is only a cousin of fear, so it's doubt, so on and so forth. It's only fear and love. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And many cousins and so on and so forth. So it's like everything's only branching out of those two trees, but those two trees make one planet and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's the yin and yang of all things.
Facts.
But it's like there's no such thing as all positive love, because I think everybody sitting at this table can be like, you know, fuck that motherfucker. I still love her, but fuck that motherfucker.
No, absolutely. No, facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we all know, you know, also somebody maybe on a family side that we love tremendously that has done us completely wrong just for their own selfish needs. So it's like love has those same aspects from dealing with somebody's fear. It's a full circle. You know what I mean? And then you have those that also, I think we all deal with this, that are in fear to love. You know what I mean? Whether it's fear to love a thing, fear to love money, fear to love their success, fear to love another spouse, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, fear to love even themselves, you know what I mean? I don't want people to think I'm cocky. Women have a lot of this thing, but then at the same time, they're stuck in their vanity. So it's like false confidence, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
You could just love yourself for real instead of acting like you're doing all this self-love.
Yeah.
You could just love yourself for real, but like, go ahead, you know. It's and then that's part of the base of the illusion, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like one thing is like you can't attain the centrality, the neutrality, and the actual grounding of that power, that wattage, that wisdom, that knowledge power, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but knowledge is power, but the application of that knowledge is what actually is what's powerful.
Yes, sir.
So you can't apply it if you can't harness it.
Yeah.
And so it's like to be given something is one thing. To be given something that you can hold is another thing. To be given something that you know how to hold and use for your benefit. Total three different worlds. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? So that's the part. It's like, yeah, we're given life. We don't even know how to walk, talk, communicate. We can't even feed ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's the same thing. When you come back into that light, that knowledge, that power, it's like a rebirth effect. You know what I mean? And so usually the shaman or somebody in the tribe, somebody within in the family would have that elder wisdom and know exactly what to do with that in that stage and come in and take you on these rituals or have already done that because they're going to prevent that from breaking down. But because we're in this dualistic matrix world where we're living in an actual illusion instead of the genuine reality, you know what I'm saying? people are chasing careers and all these things that don't even exist. They're concepts, and this is why I say concept is a collection of words to actually con one out of the reality. You know what I mean? Because you're stuck into this con. You know what I'm saying? It's like how most of our women are stuck into the con of some form of their vanity, of some form of I look good, and so whatever, or there's some concept that they have in their mind. You know what I mean? Like I use the social media thing a lot because I recognize that you could be talking to a woman and she could like you or something. She could like you a lot, and she could show that she likes you a lot, but she could also show you that she has a lot of other options.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, but don't we have something? It's like, yeah, but like, you know, my nature is to shop around and find the best of something I can get, right?
Thanks.
And since I've been given infinity to shop, I can shop for infinity. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So the point of like, really, our women haven't been given the discipline to deal with the 7 sins. You know what I mean? That's not what's in the women's jail.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? The women's prison don't have that shit.
No, sir.
You know, you don't see no women coming out of prison with no type of fucking genuine refinement. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So it's just to say, and I'm not knocking women in women's prison. If y'all catch this in a women's prison, I love y'all. You know what I mean? Somebody get my email, holla at me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be looking for y'all and shit. 'Cause I'll bring the refinement. Just, you know what I mean? Just be sweet, shit. But let's be real.
Get them, bro.
You know, I'm gonna be real. You know what I mean? If I gotta deal with a fucking terrorist and shit, I'd rather deal with a fucking terrorist.
I mean, that's real, bro. Seriously.
Fuck all that undercover shit.
Yeah, seriously. Fuck the undercover shit. Just fucking be a terrorist.
I know you're a terrorist.
Yeah.
I could deal with this shit.
Right.
Don't work well with spaghetti on Tuesday nights.
The undercover shit, bro.
Done.
Undercover shit.
Dookie
Just
patch.
Lying to the gates of hell shit, bro.
Fucking
Lying
trash
to the
juice.
gates. Yep. Yeah.
Straight up.
It's no good, bro. It's no good. But yeah, so I'll continue with where, but so they cornered me, they subdued me, and I remember my next memory is being on a stretcher to go to an ambulance. So they went through my front yard. This is in Springdale, Arkansas. And I remember being like, when they subdued me, they built me up. I couldn't escape the stretcher they put me on. Mm-hmm. And my memory is they shot something in me in the ambulance, and I remember fighting that, and then feeling like I was like, okay, I'm calming down now. I'm going somewhere else now, and the actual thing that I remember next before I woke up in the hospital was actually me going to the hospital to die, going to the ER, and the man who was the hospital guy, or the paramedic that was on me, killed me, and I died, or I left the physical body. That is my memory of what happened. I believe what happened, whatever was like. I think I just passed. Once they gave me the shot in the ambulance, I went to sleep. What I experienced was dying. That makes sense. That's what I remember. So I remember that, and I remember.
I mean, what's the difference, right?
Exactly. So I'm like, I think I fucking died. I died, and the next thing I remember was waking up in the hospital. Man, okay, waking up in the hospital. It was a black room, and I was me, but I was all spirit. Like I was completely, and I was chained. I was tied. I couldn't get out of the bed. So I was subdued to the bed. I remember being in it was dark, no light. It was at night. I'm not sure if it was the same day or the morning. I have no idea like what day it was, but that's just me waking up. And I remember like there was a security guard next to me, and he was white. He's a white man, bald head. But to me, I was like, oh, that's a devil. Like, because that's what he was. He was a security guard, but in that spiritual state, I saw things for what they are, and I was like, oh, that's the devil. He's right there, making sure I don't go nowhere. But in the physical reality, he was just a white man security guard, probably blue-collar dude. He's pretty nice. And I was chopping it up with him, and I was like, oh, that's the devil. What's up, devil? That is the spiritual like plane I was on. And I remember that, and I remember trying to get him to dance to prove that he was the devil, because I knew that the devil can't dance. So I remember that, and I remember genuinely liking him. And okay, this was in the dark. I'm not sure which wing of the hospital it was, but I remember it being dark. And my next memory is they were telling me that I was going to have to stay there, and they had to transfer me to the behavioral health ward. So like where the psych ward, where people who go 5150 go. So people who try to commit suicide, people who have psychotic breaks, people who are super depressed, people who are suicidal.
We know 5150.
5150 land. So once they were trying to finesse me too, like, because they knew that I didn't want to stay there, and they knew that I was 5150. So they were just like, okay, they were transitioning me to wherever they put me, the room where I was tied to the bed, to 5150 land, the behavioral health unit. And I remember like them like getting me out of the bed, like nurses and the doctor, the psychologist on call, doctor, I can't remember his name. Tall white man. They were being super friendly to me, because not set me off, and they were escorting me somewhere. And I'm assuming like, oh, I'm leaving now. I get to go because I was 100% spiritual. You see that movie Soul, the Disney movie Soul?
Yeah.
I was like one of those spirit balls. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen that movie, the cartoon?
No.
I was like straight up like that, like not like just like not. I was in a physical body, but not a physical body at all. I was me. I was whoever that atom, whatever that spiritual entity is.
You like observing yourself in the body.
Facts, bro. Facts. Yeah. And I was acting accordingly. I wasn't playing by the rules of physical reality. I was just like, okay. Oh, I treated reality as serious as it should be treated. I was like, oh man, yeah, this shit ain't real. I can fucking play around here. It's a game. And that's how I acted with everyone. That's why I knew it was the devil, but I knew the devil was just a role. So I could have fun with the devil.
What do you feel like got you out of that mental space?
Huh?
What do you think got you out of that space?
I'm gonna use the restroom really quick.
Okay. Yeah. Agriculture. Going and working on that organic farm in Arkansas. Okay. Yeah. So that's how the story ends. It's like what got me back to where we are right, where you and I are right now.
We would call stability, or the jet. Mind you, stability is also like the Asyr, right? The jet, the battery, like that is stability.
Facts.
So it's not even. It is a spiritual thing.
Facts, man.
But agriculture is is what's going to stabilize you.
Absolutely. Yeah. But yeah, to answer your question, that's where this is a really long story. Like I just started like this whole experience. I haven't talked to you about this specifically, the experience, but long story short, what got me back to building, to being able to handle all of these lessons I learned is I got my hands dirty. I worked on a farm, and I went to Asyr, and then I realized this is where it starts. This is the foundation. If I don't have a connection with this, how could I expect to get better? How could I expect actually not to submit to this matrix? I gotta be connected to agriculture. So, but yeah, but to Elo's point, like once I experienced, like my experience was dying. I went to the hospital, and once I realized that they were moving me to another unit to keep me there for a period of time, that's when I tried to escape. That's when I lost it. I was like, okay, oh shit, this is getting real now. This isn't cute and funny anymore. Like they're really trying to keep me here. I can't be here no more. No.
How long was you there?
This 10 days.
Yeah,
10 days. So the actual, and a lot of this is now actually coming back to me. Like I remember, like okay, so they got me to the unit, and then man, I remember like walking around and being like, okay, there's no way out, and they were just trying to get me to chill out so they didn't have to shoot me up with anything. And the head psychologist was the same one that I can't know. No, not psychologist. Psychiatrists. These are psych people. These are people who administer drugs to get you to chill, to get you operating back in their matrix.
Yeah, for real.
That's their job.
Yeah.
That's their job. So, but I remember going to him and seeing him, and I called him like Father. I was like, Father, help me, because I saw him. Because in that state, I I really was operating as like, oh man, this is the authority. This white man's the authority. This man is God. So I was like, I called him father, and he was like, he knew the truth about who I was and who he was, and he used that lie to give himself energy. He was like, oh yes, come here. It's crazy, bro.
Because it was, like you said, if he catch you in this, if they know they catch you in this metaphysical high energy state,
Boom. Yeah.
they can be able to alchemize that energy
Thank you.
to themselves.
For themselves. And I'm glad you caught that. Yeah. That is why he worked there.
That's why he did.
That's why all of the white psychiatrists work there to capture that energy and use it for themselves, bro.
I mean, that's what the psych ward is for.
Exactly, bro.
On surface level, is to keep the people who are mentally unstable out of society.
Facts.
But on their type of time, it's something that they keep to stay in power.
Facts. To stay in power.
And be able to create a pipeline.
Facts. And
all the good niggas, we put them in here. All the bad niggas, we're gonna put them over there.
Facts.
And they go hand in hand. I know that they're like the judges and the DAs and the
cycle,
and they work with them.
They work with them.
Have to.
It's the same system.
They have to.
They do. They work with them. It's you realize.
I was having that conversation. I was somebody who said that they basically help people not go to jail. Hey, there's this program over here that we can put you in instead of putting you in prison.
Facts, bro.
Which is like respect.
You see,
y'all still don't understand why I stay on the mountaintop. Huh?
I understand, but. And it's also people in the cycle were people from jail as well. So you see that level that the real society works on. Yeah, this real ruling white society works on.
But the thing we said earlier is agriculture is the foundation of civilization. Yeah. So the thing is, as much as we gotta still build the nation.
Thanks.
We can't hide. We can't get perfect.
It's built.
Islam.
All you have to do is orchestrate.
I mean, okay, we got to orchestrate the nation a bit more.
Yeah.
And that's all with self. Making that and that's what I was getting to say is that, like I said, you know what I mean? It comes down to instilling that fear and that doubt within that entity's mind. Even if it's like an entity that like some of these people in the so-called psych ward are doubtless and fearless entities and creatures. You know what I'm saying? Like fearless and doubtless. Like it don't matter what drug you put them on, what lie you tell them, motherfucker, you could tell them that there's a wall right there and they figured out a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it's like you have a place like, you know what I'm saying? There's a reason why it doesn't matter if it's comic book or a movie. It doesn't matter what the deal is. First off, there's a reason why we have superhero / hero movies and supervillain movies and stories and things, right? Second off, there's a reason why all of these ones have their place where they're not involved in the masses, and if they have to be involved in the masses, they're in disguise. Their powers are not seen as who they are.
Facts.
And who they are seen as with power is the mystery, not the knowing. Oh, I don't know that that's Adam. I don't know that's Temu. And that's what Shorty was trying to break down to you, Mildred, even in the restaurant. You know what I mean? She's like, you don't always have to show your power. And that's why I said, and you start talking with someone, you understand, like, you know, like they on your time. But you just speed, and that's even why I told you today. Like, you know what I mean? If you keep walking too fast, you're gonna trip over your own feet. That was a metaphor just saying like you kind of you're brushing yourself ahead of time. And I only know that because I know that's a thing that I do, and I always have to like choke chain my lower self.
Facts.
And be like, hold up, motherfucker, I'm walking you, you're not walking me. Facts. You know what I'm saying? Like my desire, my anxiety, my thoughts, whatever. You know what I mean? Hold up, motherfucker. Fuck that shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You ever done any kind of dog training? Work that choke chain on that motherfucker and shit.
Facts.
Heal. Sit.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So it's actually being the master of oneself in those areas of one's lowest self.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And
I don't know what context you're referring to earlier.
Referring to what?
You said that you had told me
in the restaurant.
You said
came back
you said
in the
before
restaurant.
the restaurant.
In the restaurant, you came back into the restaurant, and at some point, right when you was walking back in from the phone call, I said, "Man, You gotta slow down. You gonna you keep walking too fast. You're gonna trip over your own
I
feet.
thought you was talking about earlier at the convention.
No, don't worry about that story. Just you just keep that off air. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
Oh, you're gonna keep that off here, okay?
Yeah, you just keep that up here. But long story short, the main thing is just that you have to stay. No, the whole thing is staying on point. Staying on point means staying with.
You don't do short stories, more. That's what I'm.
Continue, sir. I like the story.
I understand.
Yeah.
They be long though.
Continue.
You got to stay on point, and then the point is in that 0 point. You know what I'm saying? Because you have, the negative on one side, the positive on the other side, right? So it's like staying in that 0 point is literally staying on point, staying in the center, staying in the center, staying centered, staying in the zen, staying above the waves. You know what I mean? So again, the pressure is pushing you up. And even when the pressure comes down, you're still above that pressure. So you're only feeling that light drop instead of being pushed.
Facts. Yes, sir.
So again, you know what I mean? Learn how to hang 10 metaphysically and really surf these waves.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because it's coming in all directions. And the thing is, it's not so much as it's coming as it's being generated.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So while others have their intentions high, a lot of our so-called people talk mad shit like, oh, my melanin this, my pussy this, my womb this. Well, fucking utilize that shit. You know what I'm saying? Use your dreads, use your womb, use your crystals, shit, use everything you got. Put those intentions, put the work in, you know what I mean? And really go against the so-called opposition with the mind. You know what I mean? Our power is in the mind. Even I'm gonna use Matrix metaphors all night. There's a point where I don't know what point it is in the movie, but I'll keep this one short, motherfucker. There's a part where the agent walks up to Neo and he's like, Mr. Anderson, still using all the muscles except the one that matters most. Or the one that counts or something like that. You know what I mean? And so it's like, yo, if you watch that movie and you watch it close, you want to decode shit. You know what I'm saying? Let it soak in. Really let it soak in, because you're really going to get the fact that these cats is teaching you the metaphysics. It's a metaphysical movie based on so-called reality.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And it's like that's the whole point why we're all stuck to this machinery. We're all stuck to gadgets, devices, devil. Divine.
Yes, sir.
All the same word and shit.
Yes,
you know what
sir.
I mean? All the same root. So really coming away from these devices, really coming back again to center.
Facts.
Where God lives, within.
Facts.
Not out here, not out anywhere. You know what I mean? So we come back within, and then we are able to radiate as we are.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So that's my scoop.
Absolutely. I'm glad you that's a bars, by the way. But I'm glad you actually called out the fact that, like, that is the rulers. They all operate on that type of time. They know who we are, and they use our energy to stay in power. And they know, and it's all one circle jerk of power. Judges, psychiatrists, chief of police. Politicians, and they operate with that knowledge. And you got to think of
movie producers,
especially movie producers, movie executives, attorneys. Thank you.
I mean,
corporatists.
You keep it really simple. You have lawful and legal.
Nice.
The Bible talks about obeying the laws of the land. Don't talk about shit legal.
Yeah.
And neither does the Constitution. Yeah. Because legalities are some shit that's put upon us. That's the illusion. That's the matrix. So anybody that's based in those legalities, whether it's corporations, individuals, persons, groups, parties, ... you know what I mean, etc. All of that involves in that legalities. You know what I mean? So it's like studying the law. I say, especially as like anybody that's really dealing with like the Islamic, lifestyle, faith, religion, however you choose, whichever you choose.
Yeah.
I believe you really need to study the law to understand the essence of Allah.
Facts.
Because law governs all events. Mm-hmm. And what we're talking about is arm, leg, arm, head.
Yeah.
Or all law.
All law.
You see, you can play around with the symbols and get lost, but the sound is, again, it's just like I told you. That's why I brought the metaphor of the instruments. You know what I mean? Those symbols, they're not called words on a saxophone.
No.
They're not called words on a flute or a piano. Those are symbols.
Yes, sir.
But they're making sounds.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Miss Long, Miss.
Understood. Yeah.
Ready to close it up?
No, I'm not.
All right. Sure.
Yeah, no, because now I'm really, I haven't really fully processed this whole incident. I've been surviving ever since, man. But now I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck did I get myself into?
I understand.
Yeah, and but yeah, I remember.
It's Earth Day for a reason.
Yeah, for real, bro. This Earth Day is. We did a real Earth Day this year.
I understand, bro.
Seriously, that's why we're having this conversation right now.
I needed more womb energy to really celebrate Earth Day, but I'm gonna just,
I understand.
It's okay. I ain't gonna cry about it.
I understand.
On the mic.
Man, but to dial it back to your Matrix,
Using all the muscles except the one that counts.
No, just in general about my experience tying it back to the Matrix and how everyone around me was an agent. I remember going to the head psychiatrist at the time, calling him father because he was operating as God. Because that's the role they chose him to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so he let me. He's like, all right, if you think I'm God, by all means, I'll let you do that, and I'll feed off that power. And so I remember once I did that, then like the rest of them got me and like slew me to the bed in the behavioral health unit, and they shot me up with whatever they do to knock people out. Yeah, to knock me to stuff, whatever. I don't know what it was. To knock me out, and the next memory after that, man, like probably like maybe 2 days later or something. I just remember being there with everyone else and going to like little rehab things in the morning, eating breakfast and doing all that. And I mean, but yeah, I was there for like 10 days and I got out when they determined that I was ready for society. And what does that mean for them? It's like when we don't see that God in you anymore.
Yeah, you got to play.
Yeah.
That's what I had to do on the mountaintop, my Lord. I don't know. I just lost my son and my father. You're dealing with the bear spirit and like a straight up thunder god. You know what I mean? Like I can't even. I'm scared. This is. I lived my whole the whole last year and a half. I was living scared of what I would do if somebody perpetrated me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a different part of the animal, of the animus. You know what I'm saying? Because now the animus has mixed with the higher self and knows these skills and knows I know that I have these skills. And I know that the subconscious could react without my divine decision based on these experiences and traumas that I've experienced, right? So these triggers could trigger something, and it could be it could be proper and perfect timing. But I'll go ahead and snatch somebody's eyeballs out and rip their esophagus out their throat because they try to rob me. I'm not gonna sleep good.
Yeah, exactly.
Be like, oh, well, the nigga tried to rob me though. No, I'm not gonna sleep good. I'm not gonna feel good cleaning the shit out of my fingernails either. It's
not a good look.
No, and it's like I'm gonna have to explain this. I'm gonna have to make that phone call. If somebody else make the phone call, I really gonna have to explain this. Like this is just bad.
You've got eyeballs in your hands, sir. What happened?
Let me figure out how to actually hold this shit down.
Facts.
Get my motherfucking Clark Kent straight. So that way my Superman don't have to fucking worry.
Facts.
My Superman can be Superman.
Facts, bro.
My Clark Kent
Facts.
can harness that Superman.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And then that comes from the ability to keep lower self on a choke chain, bro.
Exactly.
That impulsive, like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. I'm gonna rip your eyeballs out.
But you have to realize the lower self doesn't get that. That's the spirits whispering to the lower self in your voice.
Yes, sir.
They utilize your voice so that way you fall into the illusion that it's your thoughts.
Facts, bro.
You don't have thoughts unless you're thinking.
That's right.
Any of that other shit is spirit.
Facts, bro. All right, I'm gonna get super. Oh, bro. Okay, so
you got the Brahmin Shaman live in effect fresh out the mountain.
Okay, so here, peep this, bro. So some experience. I'm gonna go fast forward to like maybe 3 days ago, bro. So it's Ramadan as well. So I've been fasting. So I've been on just a spiritual journey. But
And I know, and when I'm in certain states, I see things. I see spiritual things. I see
especially
shit.
on fast.
Especially, bro. So this one time, like 3 days ago, I was
First fast, first day,
no, not first day of Ramadan. First
first day fasting. I'm saying.
no. First, it's probably like day. It was like this day 23 right now. This was probably day 18 or 19.
Okay.
So in the morning, I had quote unquote woke up, but I was between, and I was between that realm.
That realm that I was speaking
That
about,
realm.
right? Exactly.
That I was in that
In
realm
between time and space.
and I woke up because I felt the dream was funny and it woke me up. And I woke up and there was a woman next to my bed. Mm-hmm. Not a good one.
The witch.
The witch.
One of the witches.
The witches.
Yeah.
And this witch was there, like manipulating the dream
on your chest.
No, she was literally next to my bed, and I only saw her in the between realm.
Yeah, of course.
But she was manipulating my dream.
Yeah.
She was literally giving me the dream, my experience, and that dream, that feeling that woke me up, was nothing but suspicion, fear. She was putting these ideas, inception of those my wife. I'm gonna be very specific about this. Putting that whole, what's she doing? She ain't here. What are you gonna do? Like,
hey, that's why I sleep with a Selenite and an obsidian next to me.
Yeah, bro. But I literally saw this bitch next to me, standing up. She was short too, so she's a witch. Like she was like literally, like I'm not sure if her hands, like whatever her spiritual things were over, but like just like, no, this is what I want you to. I'm putting these ideas, concepts into your mind so that you go out and take it out on the person that you love and fuck up your reality.
Yeah.
So
that's what concepts do.
Facts, bro.
That's why women are weak to them. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because the world enforces those concepts. Just like the world enforces the same concept, whatever the witch was fucking chatting. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, it's like, no,
Same
I can't
way.
go to that.
Yeah.
And now it's a crazy place because you got like all these video games actually enhance
Facts,
and enforce a lot of this shit. Like one of the things I seen way back that I knew was a really, 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 really bad idea.
Man,
Grand Theft Auto.
I'm glad you used the word. It's a fucking witch, man. That was a witch. I saw a witch.
No,
it was a witch.
Trust.
Yeah,
No,
it was a witch.
I
I didn't put that together. It was a fucking witch, bro.
I could tell you some crazy witch stories that fuck sci-fi. You know what I'm saying? Long story short.
Yeah.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. Let's just talk about witches. Fuck it.
Yeah, go, bro. You have to go there now.
So fucking again, like I was saying, you know, I had to come back into my priesthood. I had to come back into like what I actually am because my last experience with the last woman was actually possessed by a witch. And it was possessed by a witch that actually haunts me. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
I used to do a lot of spiritual work in my younger day. When I say my younger day, I mean like from like 19 to like maybe 25. I retired cleaning houses spiritually and casting ghosts and vampire hunting and shit. And this is genuinely a real thing. I mean, you can look this up on the internet, and majority of the stuff that you'll find on this subject matter is extremely genuine in nature.
Good to know.
You know, you got some a little bit of Hollywood, little funny costume shit, you know what I mean? What they call it, cosplay or whatever. But for the most part, in my younger days, I did a lot of work, and I knew that because that was a material push, that I was going to feel the equal, again, you know,
reciprocal force. That's exactly what reciprocal force.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to have to deal with the balance of that. So I worked hard, I trained, but I never saw that it was going to come the way it came. So when it comes down to some of these witches can be dead. They can be so-called not in the physical form.
Yeah.
Which a lot of the kind of more so-called powerful ones are, but there's like,
are actually dead, like not.
Yeah, they're not here. They're not ghosts. They're like there's some form of entity.
an entity.
Let's lock it down, and I don't want to say all of what we're talking about are succubuses.
Yeah.
But for the most part, what you just described, is another form of a succubus.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying? All succubuses don't work around the sexual.
She was powerful, bro. It wasn't this is like honestly, I'm getting scared. It was scary movie shit.
So what? Exactly. So what I'm trying to say is that like you have like, you know, like. What we have like our little base, little Bruja witches and shit. Oh, I'm a witch. No, you're not. You're a fucking joking shit. You know what I'm saying? Real life witches doing real life witch shit, like Hillary Clinton shit. You know what I'm saying? That's real life witch shit.
I understand.
Real life Madonna shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even want to knock Madonna because I don't know how much is true, how much is fake.
Yeah.
Like real life, you know, wild like baby sacrificing, blood drinking, you know, spell casting shit on a different level.
Oh, word.
But then you have like what we're talking about, we're referring to like the succubuses.
Yeah.
Some of these succubuses and things, they're not even, you're talking about like master sorceresses that have left their physical flesh behind to live within the in between that realm of dimensions.
Yeah.
Like they're not in one dimension, they're in between the dimensions. So that way they can suck and feed on our fears and definitely our children.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And this is also why they come in and they feed the women these concepts to separate us from the children as the gods, because we have the power to keep them off our children.
Facts.
So we're blocking them from food, and most of the times we're breaking a generational curse. So they have to use the womb, and the womb is more attuned to another woman. You see how women act with other women.
Facts.
So they utilize that feminine energy.
Facts.
And you know, like this is some real shit. My baby mama was haunted by a witch everywhere we went, and I seen her do different forms of I don't want to say shape-shifting as much as I want to say
your wife or the witch?
The wife.
Okay. Yes, sir.
But she's possessed by the witch.
Understood.
So whenever she was under this possession, we would be dealing with, you know, her face would change, obviously attitude and behavior. That's to say the least. But there would be certain things, uproars and shit, throwing shit around the room, yelling, cussing, saying wild ass shit, fucking crazy exercism shit. You know
Understood.
What I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm going somewhere with this. Just follow me and shit.
No,
Crazy exorcism shit. And on that level, it would come down to the point where I would have to like try to assess the situation from an environmental level. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck is actually in you? What's actually going on here and shit?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And you know, maybe she would storm out the room like whatever, still cursing or whatever. She might come back in the room 30 seconds later, 2 minutes later, 5 minutes later, an hour later, and look at the shit that she just did.
Yeah.
And be like, what the fuck did you do? With the serious face though, my lord.
Damn.
Like, she had no recognition of what the fuck she just did because she wasn't there. She is the weakest link and shit. So she was the one that the fucking
got played with.
Got.
You know what I mean? Got.
So all in all, in the instance of what I was trying to get to with the main point of all of this conversation from the mountaintop to the witches is that it really comes down to doing that inner work. But the inner work is exorcism. You have to exercise your spirit so your spirit is stronger than all the other spirits.
Facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That way you don't have to worry about somebody having to exorcise a spirit out of your spirit temple body.
Yeah.
Spirit body temple.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That this is the thing. And again, our women are not training. They're not even teaching each other. They're not teaching the daughters. They're teaching ones how to finesse and be part of the matrix and better Luciferians, essentially. Better kids instead of children.
Facts.
You know what I mean? So if you can't be a genuine child of God, then how can you grow to be what you actually are? You can't.
Facts.
What you're gonna be is a kid. If you look at what a kid is, that's a baby goat. If you a baby goat, but you ain't an actual goat, that means you paying homage to the goat. The goat is the symbolism of the Lucifer. You know what I'm saying?
Lucifer.
So
absolutely.
And yeah, that shit is just it's mind baffling.
I never dialed it back that far. I just knew that I try not to call my children kids because they're not goats, but I know that dialed it back to goat is Satan.
I mean,
understood.
Like it's all circular, so it's like there ain't no forward, there ain't no backward with it.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying? And that's where our vision is fucked up. We still seeing like a flashlight instead of like a fucking crystal ball.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not seeing 360 degrees spherically.
Yeah.
We're still on a linear thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and
sir.
so we can only see what we focus on in that little minute. That's why the point is to focus on that 0 point. That's why the point is to focus on that 0 point.
Elo.
Because when you
Hold
focus
on,
on
bro.
that 0 point,
Bro.
nah, you hold on, bro.
You got to hold on. No, you got to hold on.
When you
You hold
focus
on.
in on that 0
What I'm
point,
about to say is I'm about to go to sleep. I'm about to leave.
when you
So
focus
I
in
just
on
wanna
that
let
0
y'all
point,
know.
Okay.
when you focus in on that 0 point,
All right, you out? All
that's
right.
the part.
Yeah, man, I'm going to sleep.
Okay, go sleep. Go sleep.
I'm
Continue.
going to sleep.
Go to sleep. Go.
What was I saying
0 point.
before?
Focusing. Crystal ball.
In essence, when you focus in on that 0 point, that is the point where time and space don't exist and can't
Okay.
reach.
Understood.
So that is the point where vision goes beyond all optics. You know what I mean? That's where the first eye can see in all directions. That's where the Kung Fu master and the ninja can do the things that they do with that form of elevation and intelligence. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So it's like that is in the 0 point. All of that.
Yeah.
Busting holes through walls without touching them, just
Yeah.
with force and energy from the chi. Like I said, having a blindfold and having somebody attack you with complete silent footsteps, you know what I'm saying? And dodge every swing and knock them the fuck out. You know what I mean? All of these points of mastery come in that 0 point. And that's why these points of mastery come from years of these practices of whether it be the mastery of the arts of kung fu, yoga, whatever it is. You know what I mean? All these, let's say, I guess art forms for mastery.
Fact for mastery.
You know?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, that's where it really comes down to is having the liberty from that 0 point, from that centrifugal force.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? From that center
Facts.
point. And when you're getting that in that center, that is the Tao. You know what I'm saying? You're in the center of life. Again, you're above the wave. So you can't be under. You can't
right.
be pressure. You can't drown.
Facts.
There's nothing that can be overwhelming.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Whether the sea rises or sinks, you're above the waves. You just stay in position and ride the waves.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And so that's why I said at the very beginning of the podcast, it really all comes back down to some of the very old basic scriptures. Just stand firm on your ground. No matter whether the ground is put out from you and they tell you that and you can still see the ground, or whether you can't see the ground. You know what I mean? Or whether you're on psychedelics and the ceiling looks like the fucking ground. That's kind of the training point, even with the psychedelics, is that your eyes are going to tell you this and that, but what is it for real? And how do you know what looks like an illusion is actually the illusion?
Facts.
And how do you know what you think is real is actually real and not the illusion?
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So that part where you're talking about not knowing whether the dream is reality or the reality is a dream, like that's the point. That's why they lied. That's why we sleep so much. That's why we think we need sleep.
Yeah. Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's also why if you really get your diet straight, you really get a proper lifestyle that goes along with your quote unquote chart or just your life, your liberty, your life force, and the things that are going on within you, you won't even fucking feel the need to sleep because your energy will be living and be just doing that. The wattage is too high. How the fuck do you turn off the fucking power plant?
Yeah.
You don't.
You don't.
You let that shit run and you plug in when you need the shit.
That's
but
right,
that shit, and that's the point. You know what
exactly.
I mean? The body is a generator.
Yes,
The heart is the first brain. That's the generator of electricity. You know
Yes,
what
sir.
I'm saying? It's
Yes,
a
sir.
pump.
Well,
This, yeah, exactly.
Pulse.
You know what I'm saying?
Pulse.
This is a biological computer. You know what I'm saying? That deals with all the biomechanics of the machinery. You know
Facts.
what I'm saying? The gut deals with the hypersensitivity. You feel everything that is on those what you call hyperparticle wavelengths. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you feel the shit that travels through the walls. You feel those microwaves, so to speak.
Facts,
You
bro.
get me? So
Facts.
it's like, yo, you step into a spot, you can't see shit.
Can you
but
feel microwaves?
Feel it.
You feel it. I feel microwaves.
You know
Bro.
what I
That's
mean?
why I don't use my.
Well, no, I'm saying everything is microwaves.
Facts.
That's just called a microwave. That box is just called a microwave.
Oh, yeah.
But anything that's subparticle is known as microwaves. You know what I mean? Micro.
Oh,
bigger,
a
micro.
microwave.
Yes, sir.
I understand.
Subparticles.
Understood. Yes, sir.
Subparticle waves.
But
so
on a
it's
side
like
note.
you could walk into a building. You walk into a court building and shit. You know, you're like, I ain't feeling this shit right now. You walk into
Facts.
a place where maybe somebody somebody get killed and you can just feel the energy. You don't even know somebody get killed. Somebody tells you that 3 years later and shit. You know what I mean? But that energy sticks with you. So
Facts.
it's like you have that feeling, and that feeling comes from the so-called gut feeling.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So those are the three brains to the so-called body temple. Right.
Yes, sir.
But this is why ones have to really understand their anatomy, have to really understand themselves. That's why I said, you know, study thyself. And when you finish that, study yourself some more. You know what I mean?
Facts, bro. Yes, sir. How did you know Wifey Witch was on Wifey? Did you see the witch?
I mean, yeah, I've been doing spiritual work long before.
So at which point do you see him in that between realm? Like, how do you actually, like, when does
with
when
her,
do they make themselves apparent?
Man, at the point where I was dealing with my girl, I was in like the height of my mastery. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was at the point where I stopped demon hunting because I started feeling empathy, because all demons don't really have a choice, and all demons are not really evil in nature just because they're created into a demon or they made a choice that made them into a demonic force.
Yeah.
All of them don't have wicked intentions.
Yeah.
There are demons that do righteous deeds.
Understood.
On earth, and there are angels that do wicked deeds.
Understood.
On earth. And when I really caught the reality of that, like as above, so below, of course, nigga, just fucking black and white. There ain't no good in either side. It's a mix of both.
Facts.
Like how fucking silly are we with this fucking concepts?
Yeah.
So I broke out of another fucking concept prison.
Understood.
You know what I mean? And when I was able to break out of that concept prison and look back, you know,
Concept
box
prison.
inside of a box, inside of a box, inside of a box,
Facts.
inside of a box. You know what I mean? It's
That's
a Russian
right.
doll effect. So
Facts.
it's
Concept prison. Did you make that up right now, or is that a thing? That's really what it
did.
is. We all live in concept prisons, bro. It's
I did.
That's real.
and that's why I had to correct little bro when he said, you know, it's concepts. It's like it's not concepts, because concepts are that those are the prisons that we all are locked in our doubts and fears with. It's concepts.
Facts.
Without that concept, fear and doubt has nothing to attach to. It's only the concept of what if I fall that makes you not jump. But if you somebody never told you the word fall, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, of course you.
They only taught you fly.
Yeah.
That's the only word they taught you.
That's what you're gonna do, right?
Fucking, you don't know anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So this is my main thing with even parenting.
Yeah.
This is why I was furious. I'm still fighting off my own spirit of anger that follows me
Understood.
with the situation with my son's mother running off with my son and
I understand.
telling him all kind of lies about daddy don't want you and daddy don't want to be here and all of that sick shit.
Yes, sir.
Bro.
Sick.
Because it's like I'm the one that fucking knows the goddamn science, the science of the science of the science that fucking motherfuckers are A, still trying to figure out. B, the ones that did figure out is on a payroll or they dead because of the fact that they figured out.
Facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and C, I can't even speak to nobody other than who I thought would be my queen about the shit that I figured out. So that way we can make a whole new generation, AKA as Temu would say, a nation.
Yeah.
Right? Empire.
I understand.
And we can't do, you know what I'm saying? We can't do that if you put fear or any of these adverse concepts. The only thing that he should know is how to fucking fly. He should not know I can't. That I told my son as soon as his mommy told him that, like, he heard his mom say I can't, he was like, what's that mean? And she explained it. I was like, you should have never taught him that shit. I was like, look, I don't give a care if you say fuck, shit, ass, bumbleclot, pussy hole. I said none of that shit is bad words. I better not ever hear you say I can't.
Facts, bro. Absolutely.
That's the only fucking thing that's a bad word with
That's
me.
right.
I better not hear you say shut up, I told him, and I can't.
Yes, sir. That's a good rule.
That was the only thing. Like, you can express yourself however you need to express yourself, so that way we can deal with that energy fucking maturely.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But don't ever let me hear you say I can't.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that shit is that concept that fucked us all.
Yeah.
We were given that concept.
Absolutely.
You can look around at the fucking the leftover buildings and even the fucking Nazca lines and shit like this. All of the fucking shit that they talking about was from people before us.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, if that's where we came from, where did we fuck up at? And how come we can't remember how to get back?
Good question.
If that's home, how come we can't remember how to get home?
Facts.
What's up with our fucking homing devices? Birds got their shit locked. Whales got their shit
Facts.
locked. Fucking fish and goddamn lakes got their shit
That's
locked.
right.
You know what I mean? So,
Is there an answer for that? Why don't we have our?
because we only using fucking 5 goddamn
there we
percent
go.
of
Yeah,
our fucking
yeah, there
goddamn
we go.
brain and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
this is my main thing, and it's like this information is so forbidden that, again, ones are in the ground or on the payroll. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? So a person like myself that chooses neither side must I got to figure out this costume shit.
Yeah.
And I'm not the costume dude.
No, you're not.
I'm like I'm the Venom suit.
I understand.
You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, so really assessing this energy of how we're going to put this out there without being even able to get anything other than a positive off of the centrifugal force.
Yeah.
Even if they try to come negative, my fucking feng shui, my qigong, my tai chi, my jujitsu is going to be so on point that is going to be right back.
Yeah, you use that energy against them.
You know what I'm saying? But it's not going to affect me. I'm going to directly control that energy.
Facts, bro.
And that's the part of it. You know what I mean? Staying in the centrifugal force, not being moved by it, but moving with it, taking that energy and harnessing it, and then redeploying it. You can't control it, but you can manipulate.
That's right. And take it and push it.
Learning how to manipulate properly, not just manipulate selfishly.
Yeah, that's right.
Everybody, it's very easy to manipulate selfishly. I want this, so I'm going to tell them this. I want this, so I'm going to do this. I want this guy, so I'm going to dress like this. ... All these different forms of daily manipulation. You know what I'm saying? And personally, I just really got tired of even being part of it on either side.
I understand.
You know what I mean? I don't want to be manipulated, and I don't want to feel like the only way I can talk to a girl is that I have to persuade her into fucking either liking me or giving me time or giving me attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, you should like me just because like I'm trying to talk to you. Like, if you were trying to talk to me, I would naturally talk to you. But just because I'm a guy, there's this like, first off, there's this stereotype that I'm just trying to fuck. Second off, you have the entitlement. Like, well, yeah, of course he's trying to talk to me. Mm-hmm. I'm a girl and shit. I've got tits or whatever the fuck. And it's like, yeah, but you're without all of that shit, you're just a human. You're like still like a life force. Yeah. Like, and if you really got to know me, you would know that I talk to fucking stray alley cats and goddamn squirrels on the wire and shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Birds that fly by and sit too long and shit while I'm birding a split get the conversation too. Yeah. So it's like, who the fuck do you think you are to not fucking, for me to just be myself with?
Exactly.
You get me? So
yes, sir.
that again, it comes down to your amount of wattage, and if you really know how to and genuinely not control, but again put yourself in that position to where you're not going to be manipulated and you're not manipulating, but you're able to make an influence.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because making an influence, it's not manipulating.
No, it's not.
You know what I'm saying? I can give you many keys to many doors, but it's still up to your choice if you want to run upstairs or downstairs and which door you want to open.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? But if I tell you, nah, you know what? This door is the door with all of the candy and all of the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Those other doors, it's just nothing. It's just windows and shit and empty rooms. You're automatically caught underneath the concept like, fuck, I want to check out what's under the fucking candy and shit. What kind of candy they got up in there? You know what I mean? Right. That's where the sweet stuff, what other sweet stuff they got up in. Now the concept has you curious, you know what I mean? And that curiosity is to say, come back to the 7 deadly sins and shit, you know what I mean? Maybe it's not doubt, maybe it's not fear, but what is curiosity and shit? Curiosity comes from the fear of what you have, of missing out on what you don't have.
Ooh, that's
you know
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
In that essence, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I mean, not just like genuine curiosity, like why is light, or why is fucking lightning pink on fucking bright storms? Like that's different curiosity, but like just this denotative curiosity.
Yes, sir.
Versus the connotative.
Absolutely. Yeah. But you didn't answer the question about. Yeah, you went on.
I'm sorry.
The question was, how did you know she was being haunted by a witch?
I did answer. I said I seen it.
Oh, okay. I want to get more specific than that. Like,
okay,
was it
gotcha.
what realm did you see it? What? Yeah, specifically.
So, like
what happened?
Saying, like I did do a lot of work when I was younger. This is where I think Temu veered me off and shit.
Yeah, he did. This is right. This is right when he veered off.
Yeah,
when he went to sleep. Yeah.
I did a lot of work when I was younger, and so by the time she met me, I was really in my peak. So I was doing a lot of. I was trying to get into my Solomon shit, man.
I understand.
And Solomon was basically at the point where he was basically, I don't want to say catching demons, and then having them do his bidding.
Yeah.
But he was basically catching demons and then having them do his bidding.
That's what's up.
And, just fucking locking them away underneath seals and sigils, symbols, certain words.
Yeah.
Right. So this is something that I really found myself really genuinely getting into because of the state that I was graduating to in my work. And because of that, when I would be in my work, I would see things and she would see them too.
Understand.
And I'm a seer, but she's not.
Yeah.
She's not a seer. So the fact that she's seeing them is either two things or one or two things. It's either that she's growing or cognitively, psychically, she's growing and developing, doing the exercises and the work with me, or she's growing, but she's also growing doubt and fear, which is feeding negative energy in the environment.
That's right.
It's putting out blood in the ocean for sharks.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
So when these entities eat fear, doubt, despair, disbelief,
that's right.
And that's what you're emanating.
Facts.
But you think just because this is all within your non-physical self that it's not actually emanating, but it's radiating more than fucking any stench you can smell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These motherfuckers is on it.
Understand.
And so I got to watch all of that, like the whole process of them swimming around like a shark, like sitting in the ocean. You know what I'm saying?
Understand.
And so, again, she's catching the shit too.
Shadows, but specifically, what did you see?
It depends. We went through a lot of different things. I mean, we had shit fucking walking on the fucking on the roof. I live in one time a little I don't know, the roof was made out of how you say these sheet metal type shit.
Yeah.
And so if it was a rat up there or something, you might hear
yeah.
But if it was a cat, you really wouldn't hear nothing. But there's one occasion where, for whatever reason, this motherfucker started an argument over something. It was something really small.
Yeah.
And this is just a small example.
Yeah.
But in the midst of the argument, we're not even 2 minutes into the argument, haven't started shouting or anything, just the energy is real hype. We hear on the fucking on the top of the, you know what I mean? And she's like, what the fuck is that? And she's pissing, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like,
yeah.
Right now, niggas okay, yeah, I get it. Fuck.
Yeah.
Fix your shit.
Yeah.
Fix your shit. You come stand behind me or some shit, whatever the fuck you need to do.
Yeah.
The whole attitude, let that shit go. Stop that shit now.
Stop it.
Fucking start casting out fucking shit.
Yeah.
You can't be in here. You got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Dot.
Yeah.
You know who the fuck I am.
Yeah.
Dot. You know what I mean? Really putting up, that energy.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah. Fucking beyond yo, beware type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's right.
So, multiple accounts of multiple different entities.
Understood.
So both shadow and different forms of this witch. In one occasion,
no living witches though. Just this is all in the other dimensional.
There is within our story there is living witches, but not within this story.
Understood. Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
These chronicles of this story.
Understood.
You know what I mean?
Cool.
And that could be even the tie of why it is what it is. But nonetheless, I seen this entity pop in and out of this woman in so many different times that it showed me its face every time.
Understood.
That I could recognize it.
Understood.
And I recognized the difference between that face in my son's mother versus my son's mother's face.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let alone, again, the behavior, so on and so forth, the speech, everything, the not even remembering. These are direct, perfect factual traits of demonic possession.
Understood.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's in any part of the fucking world, but especially the parts that actually deal with the possession versus just being dealt by the possession.
Understood.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, to answer your question, chop.
But it's funny. It's funny how, and I've seen this, is when they act under the influence of demonic possession, how they immediately blame you or blame something else outside of it. It's like, because it's really not them.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, that's even part of the reason why I'm very empathetic. Like, as thundery pissed off as I am, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking Thor mixed with goddamn fucking Zeus pissed off.
I
at this
understand.
motherfucker, you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
But it's like I have hella empathy because I know, like, you're consumed. It's like fucking Yoda. The way Yoda felt about fucking Anakin Skywalker, it's more heartbreak.
Yeah.
I feel so heartbroken for, like, not myself, not that, like, oh, my woman left me with my child and I loved her and I love my child. No, like, that's like the pinky of my pain, bro.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the dual fist of that motherfucker is the fact that, like, they're corrupted.
Yeah.
And, like, I feel like I was the only one that could clean it up, that corruption. But that witch knows that shit.
Of course.
And that witch knows that they don't know.
Of course.
So even though, like, Shorty has had multiple conversations with me about this witch. She's seen this one in the dream realm. She's seen this one. We took psychedelics and did some ritual work on some occasions in our early days. She's seen this one fucking with me, you know what I mean, attacking me. She pulled me outside of I'll say a bad fight where I was getting my ass whooped.
They follow you in your dreams. I'm thinking, I know this bitch.
They follow you everywhere.
They follow you, bro.
They will jump in anybody they can, brother. And that's what I was trying to say, that it's not just my son's mother. I've seen this witch, the one that follows me specifically. Again, these things are generational.
Yeah.
And what they do, they're known as familiar spirits. They're spirits that stay within the family.
Understood.
And they just hop and skip down generation.
Yeah.
Preceding that generational curse, reaping that food. You know what I'm saying? Staying alive another generation throughout time and space without being in time and space.
Damn.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So the shit is
I shed a tear when you said that. I know you're telling me what I'm dealing with.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you'll see this entity jump through. You might be in the Mert one day and see the same exact face through a whole different body. It might even be it might be a dude, but it'll be the same face, same speech, same energy. You will recognize the entity through the flesh. You know what I mean? And like this, I was supposed to wear glasses, but about 2000, I really got into utilizing psychedelics ceremonially and ritualistically. Yeah. And by that, I stopped wearing glasses because I recognized that I was like, these things don't give you visuals. Right. It's that they clean the visual spectrum, so you actually get to see part of what is genuinely here and not here. You get me?
Understood.
So some people can see through a wall on psychedelics.
Understood.
And everything they fucking tell you that they're looking at is direct and accurate.
Understood.
Why? You can't see through the wall. Why are they able to see through the wall?
They're utilizing above that 5%.
You get me? Yeah. So it's a matter of really, really, I guess, harnessing our genuine powers and really being our genuine self versus any of these concepts we're given. Yeah. Because those familiar spirits are definitely there. And again, they do come. So when you see that familiar spirit, it could be in anybody. That motherfucker's on you. And they made the movie Dragon about this. Bruce Lee, Dragon story.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Okay. Yeah. This is an old movie. I want to say 96 or something. But it's one of the dopest stories of Bruce Lee's life. It's Bruce Lee's like life story movie. Yeah. You know what I mean? And they break down how the god was haunted by demons. That was a familiar spirit. It wasn't even demons. It was one specific fucking shogun. Yeah. It was a shogun demon. Damn. Yeah. So this demon is a demon that took his father out, probably took his grandfather out, and of course is coming after him. but he just had his firstborn son. And so he knew that this shit was coming for him the same way it came for him, his father, when he was a young boy, about the same age. And so he's trying to train and prepare for this thing. And he does eventually end up defeating it. So he thinks.
Yeah.
Right? But that I feel like that same demon is the one that broke his back. I feel like that same demon is the one that he had to fucking fight when he was backwards broken and he was going through the shit that he was going through in the hospital with his wife, leaving him, taking the kids, and then coming back and being like, fuck that, I'm about to help you. I'm about to get over the shit. And he's like, fuck that, I'm fucking nothing. I'm a vegetable. Oh, shit, look at me, I can't even do nothing. Shit, I can't even use the bathroom by myself. Yeah. She's like, fuck that, we're about to do this shit. So his wife is actually the one that coached him back to fucking utilizing all of his limbs out of full paralysis.
Wow.
Yeah, like Bruce Lee's the only motherfucker to do that shit on record.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm pretty sure it's bazillions of people in the world that have done that shit, but Bruce Lee's on the medical fucking U.S. medical record for actually reconstructing his own spine through fucking the little exercise and mental exercise work that he was doing with his wife.
Yes, sir.
And most of this was in the hospital, so guaranteed CIA got that shit monitored like a motherfucker. Recorded, stored in the motherfucking doc.
Absolutely. I mean? Yeah.
So I say all that to say that this is super hyper, super real, genuine shit that goes on.
I understand.
Families know this shit. Grandma ain't talking about it because, you know, little man's over there fucking got his face in video games, and Shorty Wop's over here fucking doing her dance on TikTok, and mama's getting ready to go out for the night and she don't give a fuck about nothing except dick and alcohol. You know what I'm saying? So the world is so misplaced again. Far outside of any focus that has anything to do with the real that's going on in that center point, you know what I mean, in that 0 point, in that on pointness, you know what I mean. That's why I say there's a difference between really genuinely being on point and just doing what the fuck you're told is to be right.
Facts.
You know what I mean. And so we have a lot of people out here doing what they're told to be right, trying to, you know, follow the Matrix guidelines, and so they're legal citizens.
Facts.
You know what I mean. But you're not even abiding by the rules of the law.
No.
So you can't be abiding by the rules of God, the universal law.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the concepts that have us fooled. We're abiding by the wrong laws, but we think we're abiding by the laws.
Facts.
And so again, the illusion precedes us.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yeah. And what I'm realizing through your story is the reason you ascended to that point of mastery, and the witch had a way with your wife because that was the way to get to you.
Exactly.
Right? Period. That's
exactly.
it. That's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
I can't get to you directly because you're
too
strong.
You're too strong.
Your wattage is way too high. You catch me every time. You know what I'm saying? You don't sleep, nigga. You don't sleep. If you are asleep, you're out of body, which means you're gonna see me before I get there.
Facts.
So I can't even come through, right? But with this one, like, you're not even looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And by the time you see me, I'm gone.
Facts.
And so I'm looking at Shorty like, what the fuck? And she's like, what? Why are you upset with me? Why are you talking to me like that?
Yeah.
And it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Head case.
Yeah.
And I have to explain this to you, and you understand it when I explain it to you.
Yeah.
But now we have to deal with this shit.
Facts.
And you don't want to deal with this shit because you're in fear, which feeds the motherfucker more.
Feeds the witch.
Now the motherfucker comes in one day and leaves you awake, sees what the fuck it's doing to me.
Yeah.
You feel power off of that shit.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck that, bitch, you stay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like power.
Boom. Yep.
Now I'm on Instagram.
Yep.
It's all these motherfucking ball players or whatever the fuck and shit. All these little motherfucking cute niggas, whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? All this attention.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do I need to listen to you? I got power.
I got power.
You don't have no power. I got a vagina.
Yep.
I make the babies.
That's right.
You know, all I need to do is go to the court.
That's right.
You see, so now fear has became the source of their power.
Oh, man.
The dark.
The dark.
And so that's why I brought it even full circle back to the Yoda and Anakin metaphor, where it's just like, fuck, it's the hurt. Because it's like, you don't know, like, I hurt because you chose the wrong fucking direction.
Yeah.
And you don't know. Like, that's not fucking power.
No.
Like, that is destruction.
This
Destruction is very powerful.
Yes, it is.
But it's not, it'll never belong to you.
No. Nope.
And anybody who has came before you fell in the same fucking hole.
That's right.
That's destruction.
That's destruction.
You know what I'm saying? But
Utter
it's like,
destruction.
that's the deception of destruction.
Right. That's right.
That's the concepts. Destruction is a spirit. It's an entity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And if we treat these entities like they're entities, if people treated destruction like it wasn't a fucking word, and like it was an actual spiritual entity with fucking tentacles that just revolves in and out of time and space, that's invincible. You can only feel it.
That's right.
How would people really fucking be on the world? You know what I mean? And the planet and shit. How would the discipline levels really be? But that's the thing in making these things just words. Just that's the concept.
That's the concept, bro.
Even the fact that of a word just being a word.
That's right.
It's just for communication. What the fuck you talking about? Do you know what communication really is?
Yeah.
The first communication ain't even fucking through sound. There's not the 80% of what we communicate goddamn right now ain't even vocal.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Even in the vocalism. So it's like, yeah, bro. Again, some of the things are so basic with the science that it seems complex because of its ease.
Understood.
You know?
Yeah, man. And what I'm realizing is these type of battles is what you have to deal with when you ascend. It's like, oh,
exactly.
Man. And regular niggas don't understand this shit.
No.
And I got my first taste of that battle when I was back in 2013. Now that's why I'm doing jujitsu, bro. Now I'm realizing Allah put me on that to deal with this shit, not to be able to fuck niggas up physically. He's like, no, bro. I need
it's inner discipline.
Yep. You need to confront these witches, demons, and spiritual entities. That is your job.
I'll tell you one thing.
That is your job.
If you ever know a youth or anybody that's going through what you went through in that time, this is why I fret and don't deal with nothing like cutting my hair, because the hair it holds the grounding on a lot of that.
Understood.
So you might have got all of that psychic energy, aka information, power, wattage, but it's like, okay, this is an electric generator. This is the power plant, right?
Yeah.
But the power plant ain't just generating electricity. We got wires sending out this shit. So that way the electricity has motion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's got a current.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just isolated. Because in its isolation, it can even generate more wattage. And that can become combustive, which is what happened.
Yeah.
You combust.
Combust.
And what you get met with is people that don't know what to deal with fucking anything that works out of time and space of what the concepts that they've been taught and given to think with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's why we're given the vocab that we're given, especially based on the region that we come up in, because those are the what words we think with base our reality that we manifest. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the more you even understand just the basic words that you're using, the more you're able to understand basic reality. And the more you understand basic reality, the further you go into higher reality. You know what I mean? And I think that's really the beauty of it. It's like man and woman. Mm-hmm. Like, you just making it too complex. Like, let's just be friends, and then, like, you know, grow love and shit.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
seriously. Yeah.
Like, whatever direction the love grows, it's not up to either one of us.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's definitely not up to desire. Plant the seed of friendship and let that bitch grow like a tree. It can have many different branches. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
We might do business. We might do business and make love. We might just be friends. You know what I mean? You might be my support. I might be your support. We might both support each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I might get the highest wisdom from you that changes my life. And then I can come back and help you change your life at that very moment that you really need something to change your life.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
It's really about staying in that 0 point, because you never know.
That's right.
Only thing you can see is the possibilities and make the choice. But you can never see the reaction of that that choice that you make.
No.
Until you make the choice.
Until you make the choice. Yeah,
And
that's
so
right.
it's extremely, extremely key to uphold that psychic position, that center position, that 0 point, to make the divine proper choices, because otherwise you'll be misled by the concepts. You've been given more concepts than you'll ever have time to exercise that fucking that center point.
Yeah.
That's why the point is to fucking catch them when they're early, like these motherfuckers do.
Yes. From day one. That's right.
From conception.
That's right.
You know
From
what I'm saying?
conception. That's right. Yeah.
Straight.
Because mother's eating their food.
Straight.
Right.
And that's why the food even has to be, blessed.
Yes, sir.
That's why the food has to have the proper spells on it, what
Absolutely.
I mean? Call it blessings if you wish. But yeah. You know what I mean? You have to have the proper sounds, the proper symbols.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Yeah. And I also notice when I sneeze, that usually means something's going on around me.
Yeah, that's the old sign of spirits as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Old time sign and shit.
Yeah.
I know in certain mosques, if you sneeze, they that's where the term bless you comes from. It
Absolutely.
doesn't come from you being sick.
No.
Even the term sick comes from something spiritual.
Being sick is your spirit appearing on your body.
Yeah.
I
Ill
know that.
is when you're physically ill.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
sick is dealing with mental and spiritual
Yes, sir.
shit.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Basura.
I've been known that. And it's like, I don't get, usually since my spirit's strong enough to where I don't get sick, but I feel it. I'm like, okay, something's going on. I'm at war right now. Okay. Yeah. I'm being attacked right now. So I better make sure my prayers are on point. I gotta get my ducks in a row. Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So I've been feeling it this week. And I'm like, okay. And
See, that's not sickness, that's illness.
understood.
Sickness is what you went through in 2013.
Oh, understood.
You get me?
Yeah.
Mental and
Facts.
spiritual
Facts.
sickness. That's sickness.
Yeah.
Illness is dealing with physical well-being,
Understood.
or imbalancing and things like that.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, star. But this is what I'm saying. Even like how the words have been mixed up and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't even have a word for the shit, so they made up a word and then threw it in. Oh, it means the same thing.
Yeah.
Just to have a concept in there.
Facts.
Even make up millions of commercials. How long you been seeing Dayquil and Night fucking Quill commercials, bro?
For real, bro.
You see it?
Yeah.
So these things are genuine as fuck. You got the snivels and you need NyQuil. Motherfucker, eat some mint.
Yeah.
Fucking burn some sage.
Yeah.
And put a hot ass rag over your face for 10 minutes and knock the fuck out.
That's right.
When you wake up, your sinuses should be wide open and no more runny nose.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Different levels, but we lost all of these basic ass shit. We don't know what none of the basic plants are for. We look at all this shit like it's decorations. Look at the bushes on the street. Look at the way they treat them. Look at the way the trees is in Southern California. You know what I mean? You go to Northern California, we got trees, man, like massive fucking trees. You know what I mean? And it's like I love it up there above the Bay Area because it's like they really respect the trees.
Yes, sir.
They really, really respect the trees and the earth as a whole. You got trees, clean water, clean air. It ain't gonna last like that for long, you know what I mean? Because they doing their work, but that's why we have to do ours.
We have
and
to.
again, our work is doing the inner work so that way we make the proper impacts and not just fall into the traps.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? We come with all of this force and energy. They got they jujitsu. They got they shit down.
They do.
They know exactly what to do with that shit. They manipulated you to come back with that fucking energy so they would put that energy in the proper place to harness it for themselves.
For themselves.
You know what I mean?
For themselves. Yes, sir.
So that's what I say. This is kind of like how Temu was saying, they put the bad guys in the prison and the good guys in the psych ward. I mean, it's like dealing with superheroes and villains. That's what I was saying earlier. You know what I mean? Yeah. But that's why you're not supposed to be running around like, I'm a superhero. I don't even feel comfortable saying I'm a god like that no more.
Yeah.
I'm living it too much.
Yeah. Facts.
I don't need to run around and be like, I'm the lion.
No, man.
I'm the lion.
Yeah.
Nigga, you look like a lion. Shut the fuck up. We all know you're a lion.
Yeah, we get
obviously.
it. Yeah, we get it, bro.
My stance and my fucking speech says I'm the fucking God.
Yes, sir. Facts,
You
bro.
know what I mean?
Yep. And I came to this cognition early this year. It's like, okay, no, I don't really need to be out there like that. I just need to be doing the work.
And also being aware, like the more attention you bring to yourself, you're going to catch that. You're going to catch the work. Do I really want to bring them on more unnecessary opposition? That's really what it comes down to.
That's really what it comes down to.
That's what it comes down to. It's not worth. I don't need to pop off to catch that amount of work because we got enough on our plate already. We got enough. So.
And see, you got to really take it like this. My thing is like, I got the question from the elders, the elder spirits, like on the departed shit, like, well, what are you doing this for? It's like, okay, to make an impact, to make a change, to make that proper influence, to make the change, right? Or maybe not even to make the change, but to make the evolution, the revolution, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, do you need to be seen for that? Do you need to be known for that?
Facts.
It's like, nah, but the people need to, and then like my son needs to know this, and it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. You want your son to know, but what's gonna make a bigger impact? If you're about to impact, are you about to impact? Or are you about your son knowing this? What are you doing this for? So it comes back to the same first question.
Yes,
it's like, okay, both. And it's like, no, there's only one answer. It's like, okay, you're right. Because one answer precedes the other and we'll give both answers, right?
Facts.
One answer is only one answer. But me understanding that, it was like to make the impact. So making the impact is making the impact.
That's right.
That my son will eventually be able to see if it's that strong of an impact.
That's right.
So the thing was to build the strength.
That's right, bro.
To make that strong of an impact.
Yes, sir.
To build the peace and the zen.
That's right.
To make the strategy.
Facts.
To make that strength hit the right place.
Yeah.
To make that big of an impact.
That's right.
That impact spreads.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying
and
to
then
hit
your son will get caught in that impact, bro.
Exactly.
And he'll come back.
Exactly.
Facts.
You feel me?
Yep.
And maybe not even on a level like he'll come back, but no matter where you are, no matter where you're taken, no matter where you're kidnapped to, you'll know the fucking truth.
Facts.
You know, like, yo, everything you fucking told me about my father is a lie. I actually am having reoccurring memories of times that I was with my father that you actually blanked out of my memory, you know what I mean? And yeah, just the truth. You know what I mean? Like you can suppress the truth, you can hide the truth, but it's like a fucking plant in water. It's going to grow.
It's going to grow.
Right? Either through or under the covers. You know what I mean?
And when you see it, you're forced to confront it for what it is. It's the truth.
Yeah, you got to keep making up fucking $1 billion commercials and shit, and all this bullshit with fucking Super Bowl shows, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anything to keep them motherfucking distracted. Let's just let them put their titties on Instagram now. Just fuck it.
Seriously.
Just fuck it. You know
Just
what?
fuck it.
Just let them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Actually make a dance for them to do the shit. Give them what's it called now? A challenge. You know what I'm saying? They just fucking, come on, son.
Yeah, they're throwing the book at it.
Yeah, man.
It's just insane, man.
It's retarded. And this shit's directed for youth. And you got fucking grown ass fucking women doing the shit.
Grown ass women, man. Yeah.
So it's like, yo, shit. I don't know. It's just like I could see so much of it. I have to stay out of it in order to be able to do something with it. Because my hypersensitivity to it is part of my strength weakness thing.
I understand.
You get me? Like because of the fact that I can feel it, I can see it. Because of the fact that I can see it, I can smell it, I can taste it. Because of the fact I can see it, smell it, and taste it, I can fucking hear it, which means I could fucking figure the shit out. But just because I figured it out don't mean I can tell you all you need to do is go over here and press square, circle X, left, right, down, back, you know what I mean? Fucking left button shit. Like it's not gonna work that way because you're gonna be like, what the fuck? What are you talking about buttons? You haven't even figured out that there's a control system yet.
That's right.
I gotta break down the whole shit from zero to motherfucking where I'm at. You know what I mean? But I've been doing this work from before I can even remember when I started the work.
Yeah.
So the whole thing is that I can't be the teacher no more. Temu has to be the teacher with those things because he can specify, oh, you want to learn about essential oils, or you want to learn about crystals, or you want to learn about gardening. I'm like, nigga, this is all one. I've fucking ascended out of time and space.
Yeah.
It takes me an hour to roll a spliff because I'm not in the time and space realm when I'm doing spiritual shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I understand.
So fucking it's on this level of really having that discipline to kind of like you're always going to be pulled fear, excitement, doubt, excitement, let's just say, you know what I mean? Good things, bad things. It's like when somebody gives you a compliment or somebody tells you, an insult, right? One can make you feel up, one can make you feel down. But in the center point, you can take both either way.
Yeah.
You can take the compliment as both an insult and a compliment.
Yeah.
And you can take the insult as both an insult and a compliment, or whatever you want, or neither. Because you're in the center point where you're in complete control and you're not being controlled by those emotions that want to come up and be manipulated by those spirits that want to be like, oh, you gonna let him talk to you like that?
Yeah.
You're just gonna let Shorty call you or what?
Yeah.
She just called you out your name?
Yeah.
Oh
Facts.
man.
Facts. That
you know
part.
what would your daddy think?
Facts.
It's like,
That
damn
part.
it. Damn
Yeah.
it.
Facts.
You know what, woman? It's like, hold
Yeah.
up. That's not even her. That's me. That's
Yeah.
I and I.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? And this is the test I set for myself because I already made this choice. So
Facts.
I'm here to figure out why I made
Facts,
this
bro.
choice.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You know, particle physics.
We set up these obstacles to confront them and overcome them to ascend into our highest potential.
Essential.
So we can't, I don't feel sorry for myself. I'm just like, oh shit, what did a nigga get himself into? Let's fucking go to war, nigga. Let's go.
Right.
We have to have that attitude, bro, because we did it to ourselves. So it's like, oh man, damn.
It's not even that we did it to ourselves as much as video game shit on second level. You already been through this one, but this is the harder version, right?
Facts.
So because you know all of the levels, but something's different.
Yeah.
Keep seeing that fucking black cat walk by and shit. You know them niggas will change something in the Matrix and shit. You know what I'm saying? So shit's a little bit more difficult. Shit's a little bit more harder. You got a lot more challenge.
Is that what black cat symbolize?
No, the black cat in the Matrix. You know how he was like, oh, that's funny. And it was like, what did you see? He's like, a black cat walked by, and then another black cat walked by.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, they changed something. It's a glitch in the Matrix, right?
Understood.
So, yeah, you know what I mean? When you recognize that things getting a little bit harder, you can also recognize that you're no longer in the grade you were prior.
Facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And that means that you're growing. But also, this is why I had to come out of like the battle mode with it and come back or forward into like the full graduation of the priesthood with it. You know what I mean? Because you have to understand the power of the the circularness of it, right? Like, there's no back and forth.
No.
Like the back and forth is dimensional.
Facts. Yeah.
You feel me? It's
action, reciprocal energy. Yeah, facts.
You know, it looks back and forth when it's two dimensional.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts, but name. Yes, sir.
But it's there's nothing that is nothing. Not even fucking drawing on a piece of paper is two dimensional.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So this is, again, you know, it's essentially you're dealing with particle physics, if we want to use, you know, European terminology. But I just say that it's very key to understand that part of the master riddle that everything is everything and nothing is everything and everything is nothing.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Because if you can understand that shit, you'll understand that you don't exist while you exist, but what exists as you is not what you think you are. Facts. And the part that you think you are that's existing is not existing. That's the illusion of the you that actually exists.
That's right.
You get me?
Yes, sir.
So it's quite deep, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And every mastery lifestyle, lifestyle of mastery really comes down to this same pinnacle point of that coming to that center point. You know what I mean? So it's like one thing to study it, and you know, I went stopped a few months back at an old dojo I was at. It was actually the very last dojo I practiced at. I think I told you a story a while back. The last dojo I was at, I told the sensei, you know, one day I'm gonna come back and kick your ass, and he was like, I'll be waiting and shit, right? Yeah. Well, I came back. I didn't come back to kick his ass. I actually came back to, you know, actually pay homage and respect and apologize for my my ignorance as a youth, essentially, you know. But I didn't see my original old sensei there. I saw one of his master students that was running the classes. I saw 2 of his master students that was running the
Is
classes.
karate, taekwondo? What is this? Remember?
It was like a mix of Wing Chun and Taekwondo and another art form. Like my man used to put down his own style and something like that. You know what I mean? It was a pretty dope style. To me now in my mastery, it's kind of weak, but it's cool because I learned it as a youth. Yeah. So it was a thing that he did mainly for children or youth. You know what I mean? Yes, he did have adult classes, which I don't know if they learned a different style, but all in all, I went back to check up on this teacher, and what I saw was the same shit that I fucking came out of, that I said, I'll be back and kick your ass. Mm-hmm. It was like nothing really going on. Now, that's not to say that those 2 master students weren't, you know, excelled in their martial arts and in their mastery, but I was just kind of looking at them like, this is awkward. Like, you're gonna go to somebody that you know hasn't even reached the mastery that you reached, and what the fuck are you gonna tell them? I'm thinking to myself, like, get your ass in the car and drive the fuck off. Yeah, like, if you have nothing, there's no business here, bro. Business here. Like, you made the right decision. Yeah. If anything, you know what I mean, sharpen up, come back and challenge this nigga and make a movie out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, have a good story. Exactly. But like, it was really one of those moments where I really just got to see that choice that I made to say, I'm not going to follow this one style and just be basically a puppet to this dojo. Yeah. And at the same time, you know, let's say at least a decade and a half later, I come to the realization, like, you know, that was foolish of me even to be in that energy, come to the humility to even come back to even genuinely step to, you know, a man as a grown ass man and say, you know, I was in the wrong, I was out of line, even though I was a youth. In my manhood now. I recognize this, and I was even gonna be really like look into like getting into like a practice again. But it's just like, bro, you have reached multiple states of fucking your own mastery. Master your shit. Yeah. Like, that's the last conversation I had with Sabi. You know what I mean? Burning the spliff. And he just keeps explaining to me why he loves me so much, but why.
Who's his brother?
Dr. Sabi.
The Dr. Sabi?
The Dr. Sabi.
Oh, understood.
So he's like, you know, I love you, brother. But he's like, he you know, he knew that one of the things when I first met him, I hit him up about being his apprentice and growing ganja for him. Yeah, yeah. And, you know, that's basically how our relationship was started and founded and shit. So one of the things we would always talk about was ganja and, you know, so on and so forth, different medicines. And just the main thing he would always tell me is that he couldn't take me as an apprentice because I really had my own style. He's like, you really have your own style. And a lot of people don't have that. They're just doing whatever they come up out of these books, a lot of European herb books or Chinese herb books. Yeah. It's like they're just following these formulas and shit. It's just like, I listen to you when you talk to me. It's like, you have your own style. Yeah. And like, if you take on mine, like, you're going to learn my style. You'll never perfect yours. Understand. And that was like, you know, 2 gifts in one, if I could say, you know what I'm saying? Because even in, I never saw it like it was a turn down. I saw it like that was, it was more than you taking me as an apprentice. It was way more, you know what I mean? Because it was like, you recognize that I have something, and you also recognize that if I follow you, I won't develop what I have, and what I have needs to be developed. So you can't allow me to follow you. That's right. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. So again, certain situations that you have, exactly. That's a master. Certain situations that you have in your past precede your graduation point. So that way, when you get to that graduation point, you get to that certain wattage, that wisdom pops back in. Facts. And it's a grounding force. Facts. So that way you stay again within that centered realm, and it centers that energy. So you can be ready to wild out, and you can have that bubble moment. You know what I mean? This is why I be mountainside, because it's like, I'd rather be trying to talk to a fucking wild ass bear, because if I can have a wild ass bear to be my fucking friend, calm, cool, and collected as a bear in its own environment, not mine, for even 5 minutes, for even 2 minutes. That shows me my development.
Yes, sir.
That shows me where my fucking frequency and vibration is.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? But I can't get that down here.
Oh.
I can come down here and I'm coming down
Coming
here.
down. You're coming down here.
You
bro.
get me?
You're coming down here.
So it's not like I'm coming too. There's no mutual meetings for the most part.
You
know
just
what I
said to
mean?
come here, bro.
Exactly.
You just said. Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely.
So that's the whole thing. You have to know your place and you have to hold that. You know what I mean? Within heaven, on earth.
That's right.
And that's the thing. Like, no matter if you're doing corporate business, you have to understand how to step into that corporate place.
Facts.
Again, in your Clark Kent. Still, Clark Kent is still Superman.
That's right.
You know, this nigga be sitting there reading papers like, what's that, Lois? Fucking looking at shit, x-ray and shit while nobody's looking at shit. You know what I mean? You still fucking Superman.
Yeah.
You just don't let everybody fucking know you're Superman.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, we talked about witches. We didn't talk about ancient Rome. Or we didn't talk about Rome, about going up against that, because that was the other part of our conversation yesterday. But
Gotcha.
We'll get there next time, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'll drop one last thing on the succubuses and the witches, man.
Yeah, bro.
Like, a lot of times you might see like peripheral flashes. It could be any color. You might see fucking peripheral flashes of orange and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of times witches are seen mostly in the peripheral. For me personally, as somebody that's a seer, you know what I mean? You're not going to really see them directly unless you are in an altered state, like direct.
Yeah,
you know
understood.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and they don't always look like a full physical being in that part of your peripheral. Sometimes you might just see like a flash.
Yeah.
Might be like a genuine, at least like maybe a cool 2 feet or something would just flash by, or maybe something,
Understood.
you know, 2 feet off the ground or something will flash by.
Yes, sir.
But there's different forms of spiritual predators. This is why, you know, even the elders would teach us to pray before we go to sleep.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? Bless your head.
That's right.
So I just say that, bless your head. Look out when you see those flashes, you know, stay conscious and cognitive of that. Those are very strong symbols. Sneezing without any reason for allergies.
Just sneezing.
The only sneeze in the whole evening, the whole evening, one sneeze. Yep. But yeah, this is what I'm saying.
When we're talking about it, no, bro. I know.
This is why I cannot personally, as a shaman, as the entity that I am in physical flesh, I can't live in apartment buildings.
I understand, bro.
You don't know what going downstairs next door. Fucking shit's too goddamn close. I gotta actually be on the outside, out in the prairie, in the wild, because I'm generating shit that I'm a star, bro.
Yeah.
I attract the darkness.
Yeah.
So I need to be alone because the darkness is going to come to me. It's going to be big. And so if there's any other bodies around, they have to be fearless. That's right, otherwise, the motherfuckers are going to use you against me.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to be arguing about some dumbass shit. You're going to leave like, fuck that nigga Elo. This nigga did some shit that he didn't probably do.
That's right.
Because you're under that spell.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Or vice versa.
Absolutely.
Or both ways.
Both ways.
You get me?
Yes, sir. Yeah. We bring those energies to the table whenever we come into an environment, and then we affect those in our periphery because they don't have the ability to handle them like we do. And then, unfortunately, the trap we fall into it is taking out our aggression on these entities when they're under the behest of entities that we brought to the table.
And I'll even do you one better. It's more so than even we attract them.
Yeah.
It's more so like they're already there.
Yeah.
But you just reached a certain amount of wattage that they cannot fuck with. It's like a healthy plant don't have parasites.
Facts.
Only the non-healthy plants are the ones that have bugs and parasites and, you know, shit in the soil and things like that.
That's right.
But if everything is extremely healthy with the plant, they don't have you don't have to worry about bugs and shit in your fruit and things like that. You know what I mean? Yes, so it's the same way with the human mind, the human body, everything, you know what I mean? And those weaker links that we have in our family that are still eating, you know what I mean, sick animals that are still eating concepts that they're fed by this so-called government controlling mental system. You know what I mean? Our family that is under the belief system. You know what I mean? All of these, just concept after concept, they're not in reality. They can't even be in their own suit to be their own self, to genuinely do their work.
No, sir.
You know what I mean? So it's like everybody is only doing 5 to 10% of their work.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why shit is fucked up.
Yeah, we're in hell.
Yeah, man. So it's like we have to get out of our ego.
We're in the lower realm of human potential. That's hell, bro.
Have to.
Yeah.
Have to come out of our ego. The more we come out of our ego, the more we can stop making those foul decisions. The only way to come out of our ego is to basically deal with it. Either get your ass whipped by your ego and tell fucking this motherfucker feels like he ain't got shit to do.
Yeah.
And you know it. You know it's every move because you just got your ass whipped by it.
Facts, bro.
So you know like how hard it hits, where it hits, how it only does hooks. It doesn't have straight arms and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It never does uppercuts.
That's right.
Like it only does this little sidewind shit. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So it's like you really start understanding the science of this. You can catch that motherfucker.
That's right.
Like,
you catch it. No.
I see you, motherfucker.
I see you, bitch. I see you, bitch.
Get back where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, get down.
Do what the fuck you're supposed to do.
That's
and
right.
low, stay below me.
That's right.
And you can represent your higher self now.
That's right.
And now you can start exercising as your higher self. Because everybody's exercising the spirit, but they're exercising their low.
Yes, sir.
They're exercising their vanity, they're exercising their lust, they're exercising their greed, they're exercising their wants, their desires, this, that, you know what I mean? But nobody's exercising that eternal force that lives within them. I don't want to say nobody. We'll say for the grand scale, you know what I mean?
That's right.
And that's the point. Is the genuine exorcism within.
Facts. And I'll tell you one more thing that you made me realize about what's going on with my family and the spirits we're being haunted by.
The familiars. Yes,
yeah, bro. No, it's real. I know what this bitch looks like now. Because once you said they follow you in your dreams, I'm like, oh man, I know who it is. And but suffice to say, about 2 weeks ago, like something was going on. Like I knew the reciprocal energy was gonna come back and was here. And the week I knew something was coming. My son's nose just numerous times bled for no reason. So I'm like, oh shit, that's an ominous sign. Something's finna happen. So that was like during the week. And then on Saturday, it was like 2 weeks ago. Saturday, like it was just like 3 big impactful events after another. Like the first thing was like a phone call we got, just news about something big that happened on a project we're working on. We're like, it wasn't good or bad. It was just like, wait, whoa.
Yeah. Damn. Just the impact.
Impact.
Yeah, man.
And then after I'm on a conversation dealing with that, and while I'm here at this apartment, while I'm on the phone with that conversation, I hear my daughter screaming, and my oldest daughter says, "Daddy, you gotta come see Zawadi's bleeding." So I'm like, "Oh shit, what happened?" And I come back to right over there in that doorway, and I see my daughter holding her finger. It's damn near cut off at the tip, split.
My goodness.
Split, like barely dangling on.
Oh my goodness.
And it's just me and 3 children. And I come back, so I hear the screaming. I see the split finger while I'm on the phone dealing with this shit. Yeah. So I see the blood. I see my
dog. Call you back in like 3 weeks.
I didn't say I got to call. I was on the phone with Temu, actually. I was on the phone with Temu when this shit happened.
Give me 3 weeks.
I just hung.
I'll see you tomorrow, but give me 3 weeks.
Once I saw the blood, I was like, nah. Yeah. I just hung up the phone. I was like, okay, now they need my full attention. So I got 3 children. My son's like, he's like watching it, like, oh shit. And my daughter's crying. My oldest daughter's crying because my oldest daughter slammed my youngest daughter's finger in the fucking door. Slammed it. And I know that behavior of slamming doors comes from that entity that's haunting me, my daughter, and my wife. And it happened when I had my back turned to the 3 of them because I was on the phone dealing with some other shit. During the week, my son's nose was bleeding for no reason, like blood, like pouring out blood just for no reason, bro.
There's an old saying that like is very, very key because it's like, bruh, I spent so many damn days and nights fucking on the mountainside with this shit.
Yeah.
They only attack when you least expect it.
Facts, bro. Yeah.
When your guard is down.
Yes, sir.
When your back is turned.
When my back is turned. And then my back was turned.
And you were not least expecting it.
Yes, sir.
Everything's like, come on, we're here. I'm on the phone. Everything's good. We got everything, food. Everybody's belly's full.
Yeah, you guys are good. You guys. Cool. There you go. Go over there. Go ahead. Head your business. Yeah, go be your baby.
Yeah, exactly. Be a kid. Yeah, be a child.
No one's gonna lose a finger.
Yeah, exactly.
No one's losing no damn finger.
But this is the thing. This is why children can't get those concepts, because they're already the number one food for these entities. Yes. So the whole thing is that they're trying to get in their minds day one and feed them concepts. If they don't know the language of fear, they can't speak to them because they can't get no comprehension from them. But if they understand the language of fear, they have conversations with our children that go beyond us.
Yes, sir.
To the point where our children come to us and look to us, asking us questions about their conversations with these entities. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, how the fuck you having a whole conversation, and how long were you talking to this entity? And it's like parents don't even know that these entities are genuine entities, to the point where they can monitor their own fucking children with this. And this is shit that the fucking so-called government knows. So the fact that this shit is more covered up than UFOs, like, bro, it ain't no mystery to me who the fuck is who. That's why I fucking gotta stay the fuck out of this shit.
I understand, bro.
I worry about my car. I can't park fucking 40 feet away from my fucking car and walk away.
Yeah.
Fuck no. We smoke right here. The party's here. And like, I better get front door service. I go to the nightclub. The security guard's watching my shit like I'm watching him watch my shit.
I understand, bro.
And then making sure this nigga don't make no phone calls and don't be looking through the windows and shit. Ain't nothing in the windows to look. If you can look, you can see shit. But just I'm ill like that because of the shit that I already been through. I've seen Dr. Sabi get taken out. I seen fucking TC Islam get taken out. Everybody I've worked with, everybody I've studied under. Man, the only person I know that I've really given my deep studies under that's still alive is Dr. Phil Valentine, and I'm so grateful to say that. But I'm bugging out like on everything with Laila Africa to Bobby Hemmett to Dr. Sabi these are like some of the old time master teachers that was breaking down a lot of this metaphysical knowledge, and even some of the things that I'm breaking down today in like the 90s and the 80s, bro. You know what I mean? They was having like conscious centers and sit downs, radio shows in their house and in their living room back then.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? In the middle of New York and all over the East Coast and things, doing these seminars, making these films, and really getting this information out to, our so-called communities and that, So it's like the fact that I only know really I only got like two elders like that I know alive. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Everybody else is literally dead.
Yes, sir.
And everybody else that was like maybe even just like an OG to that those movements and to those influences.
Yes, sir.
If they ain't dead, they're missing. They have had their head fucked with, their life, their family fucked with, to where they're what we would call now under mental health issues.
Yes, sir.
You get me?
I do. I
had
get
their superpowers fucked with.
Yeah.
I had my superpowers fucked with, and I was like, I can't let y'all. The way you fucked with my superpowers, it was a double trap.
Yeah.
Because it's
with what would they do?
Reactionary traps.
Okay.
So instead of me just coming and cuffing you and kicking down your door and making up some bullshit excuse, I pay somebody a few $100 or a few $1,000s to fuck with you on the internet until you actually fuck back with them or say something defensive. And the very moment you say something defensive, then we come in with all the shit and we say that we actually have probable cause and leverage for this shit. And that's just on Front Street. But behind that, we say you gave us the invitation and shit.
Yeah.
But this is all planned out and shit. It was just, we gave you the decision to make a reaction. So it was like you was either going to stay in your Adamhood and do shit that Adam does and be like, you know what? let an asshole be an asshole, and you can shit over there. I'm gonna let you say whatever shit you got to say, and I'm just gonna be myself and say, okay, thank you for your opinion, whatever. But the moment you was like, look, fuck that, whatever. I'm just using a bad scenario for this example, very bad example, but whatever it be, you know what I mean? The whole point is, again, remaining within your ground, standing firm on your square and doing what you know to be right, regardless of whatever the illusion is, because the illusion and the workers of the illusion, they work off of eluding you and you reacting to the illusion. This is why our women fucking piss us the fuck off, because it's like, God damn it, woman, why are you doing what they do to me? How come you can't just fucking say, I'm pissed off about this, I want this, I don't want that? Why do you have to play this fucking mirror goddamn deception game and shit? You know what I'm saying? Like fucking that shit right there. No nos. Motherfucker, go get the newspaper and pop yourself on the nose and no nose. Tell yourself no with that shit.
No. But yeah, this is the cost of our ascension, man. Yeah, they're going to get to us in a way to get us to react, because that's how they get us off our square. I'm talking to myself. I know I'm talking to you. It's just like, okay, so don't react. Play chess. Everything is chess now.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
That's it. It's all about strategy. It's all about poker face and shit, and controlling one's fucking goddamn whole fucking self, emotions, mind, and thought. Facts. And thought is not the voices in your head.
That's right.
The voices in your head are spirits that are fucking using your voice to influence you into these concepts that you've been given. You've been given these concepts by the lengua. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the lengua was designated to and perverted in this manner to actually have these constant rituals going on. Another thing I'll break down really quick, some basic knowledge and shit that'll take one's fall. A city, the true definition of a city is a ceremonial circle. Yeah. So you live in a city, which means what?
It's a ceremonial circle.
You live in a ceremonial circle.
Yes, sir.
So you have the city with the city council, with city councilmen, with city meetings and shit. You know what I'm saying? With city police and the city library and shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Where they bury the truth underneath the lies and shit. So when you take all of this into consideration, you also have to take into consideration how many people are in the city. You've sat in a drum circle before. It's a city, ceremonial circle to a sense. You know what I'm saying? Especially if everybody's in the same prayer. If it's a genuine drum circle like tribal style, everybody's in the same prayer and song. Yeah. You know what I mean? Everybody might not be involved in the dance, but everybody's in the same cipher, in the same circle, in the same motion.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? That is what we're talking about, and that's what this is. That's why there's all these cities, and everything is ran off of these cities. Mm-hmm. You get me? So you really have to take yourself sometimes out of the cities.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? Even if you live in a small rural town, city, these things, I think a town is actually a lot different, and you can feel the difference. You know what I mean? I think you being from the Midwest,
I feel it. It's a complete different vibe, man.
Town is like where people live and they all gather together. A city is a ceremonial fucking circle. There's a Masonic temple for every fucking city, because it's a fucking ritual going on. Thanks. Every goddamn that's what all this shit is. It's fucking highways is all of this shit is. You know what I mean? It's all the motion of all the fears, of all the doubts, of all the ambitions, of all the dreams, of all the lives, of all the deaths, of all the fucking human kinetic energy.
Facts. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The matrix.
Yes, sir.
So it's harnessed beyond the battery at this point, and I guess that's why I feel it's so needed that we take our time with that discipline, because at this point of the game,
what discipline?
Of doing that inner work.
To
choke chain the lower self.
That's right.
Because at this point in development as quote unquote human life, you know what I mean? Once you reach past 20 years of fucking that training, their training, you have 2 full decades essentially of their training. Mm-hmm. Even though you didn't start school until you was 5 or 6, that don't mean shit, because fucking everything that you learned up to that was by somebody who fucking learned that same shit. Otherwise, they wouldn't put your ass in them same fucking schools if they knew better.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So the fact that you got to those schools mean that they was already fucking the first teacher, which is how they were trained.
Yeah.
Especially during pregnancy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? It seems like when ones know a baby is coming, they want to come with all the stupid shit. And one of the things I had a major rule with, like, even like fucking Nana and shit. You know what I mean? My son's Nana and shit. I was like, yo, no baby talk. If we speak two different languages, you talk to this nigga like he's a fucking grown ass fucking rocket science. Shit. Use the biggest words you fucking can, actually. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this motherfucker's whole computer active and keep it active and shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's not no parts be dormant, because the shit grows into dormantness because it ain't being used. You get what I'm saying? When you're born, your whole fucking shit is banging and booming.
Yeah.
Your entire everything, neurologically, definitely. You know what I'm saying? There's not one part of the fucking neurological system that is dormant. It grows dormant by the age of 5.
Yes, sir.
So that means by the time you even get to know yourself, your brain, you already have fucking brain dead. Facts. By the time you get 5 years old, you just lost 95% of the fucking goddamn brain.
Yes, sir.
So fuck yeah, we fucking up.
Yes, we are.
Long story short, we super fucking up. The whole point is to find fucking women that we can actually make bring these gods into effect of what they are with.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because again, the point where they have no concepts of fear, of doubt, disbelief. What the fuck can they do? How can you fail?
You can't.
The failure is a state of mind.
Yes,
even being able to fail at something, like you might not get the results you wanted this time, but you'll never see that as a failure because you don't know what failure is. You just know, like, oh, I'm just gonna try it again.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
It's like fucking, man, you ever talk with an autistic kid?
Yeah.
Fucking master fucking goddamn genius psychic fucking.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Creators, homie, fucking goddamn creators. These psychic, super intelligent,
bro. They
genius
on one. Yeah.
creators, bro.
Facts, bro.
You know what I mean? So it's like, why? Because they don't give a bumba cloud about nothing Babylonic. They don't. It's all about love. It's all about care and creative shit. It's just flowing, and flaring. Fucking, I can tell you how to build a train right now. That's fucking 2,000 years ahead of fucking time and everything that we know and shit. And that bitch floats and it goes underwater too and shit. It's just a train though. But yo, check it out. I can tell you how to draw the damn blueprints and shit. I just can't tell you. I can draw it for you though.
That's right, bro.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
That's where we fucking up at. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
These niggas get the whole development of their fucking brain, but they fucking lose parts of the brain that actually operate either parts of the body or speech.
Yeah.
Things that we would say are cognitive behaviors.
Yeah.
The Matrix.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, sir.
Nah, fuck that. Them niggas is super duper plugged in.
Super plugged.
Super
plugged in.
Super duper.
I caught that cognition years
get
ago. I was
me?
like, okay, no, they're nothing. They're not quote unquote retarded though. They on another level, whole other level. And we ain't ready for that shit.
Straight up.
No, we ain't ready for it.
There's some movie, and I can't remember what it is, but there's some movie where there was, I want to say it's a Ryan Reynolds movie. It's some movie where it's a psychic movie, and it's on some sci-fi shit, if I remember right. But it's like superheroes and supervillains and something like that. But the main concept is that they do this shit in the psychic realm. They do some type of shit in the psychic realm, and like the best of the good guys, the only one that can really fuck with him is, oh, you know what it is? I done fucked up the whole shit.
What?
I'm talking about goddamn X-Men. Remember Professor Xavier's only nemesis was the fucking autistic kid with fucking goddamn Stryker, who was the actual. That's where the static came from.
Wow.
Because he took his so-called mutant son to Professor X to think he was going to get better.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's nothing wrong with your son. Your son has superpowers. You have to understand. Like, and he's like, no, fuck that. You're supposed to make him better.
Yeah.
So he's like, fuck that. Give me my son back. I'm going to make him better. And he used military technology on him, which twisted him. You know what I mean? Like you saw probably in the so-called hospital.
Yeah, man.
So Yeah, bro.
Yes,
like
sir.
these concepts is not like nobody fucking sits there and just imagines none of these sci-fi movies.
Oh,
bro.
no, hell no,
These
bro.
motherfuckers got straight up fucking declassified files.
Facts.
They pay on the low underneath the table for declassified files from CIA and FBI and shit. And fucking CIA, they love that shit.
Of course.
They're highly involved in Hollywood.
Of course, this is what they love it, but this is also their job they know this
make that
information.
influence.
Yeah.
And continue those concepts as well.
Facts, man.
Bro,
Yeah.
like, look, before Grand Theft Auto, stealing a car with a gun was like twice a year shit.
Oh.
That was like that shit. It's not, bro. After a decade of Grand Theft Auto, them niggas that was playing that shit as kids, have turned into young fucking idiot men.
Understood. That would make sense.
That have that concept.
Yeah.
That this is just a game.
Yeah, it's
it's
a game.
okay. Yeah. And they've mastered the game. So it's like, fuck it, nigga, I got a Glock. This nigga got a car I want, and he got a watch. He probably got more money than me, and they fucked up the whole market. Like, I'm about to take this, I'm about to get this. And it's like, I'm not mad at you, but you might want to double think this, because this is not a fucking video game. But you don't know that because you are locked in the concept that ain't nothing fucking real. You know what I mean? You've never had genuine punishment. You know what I'm saying? So probably don't know your daddy and shit. You know what I mean?
That part.
So
yes, sir.
You know?
Yeah.
What they told you about your daddy is fucking probably ain't true. You know your daddy, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes, sir. That's real, bro.
So you got all this shit, man. It's just very toxic to say the least. But the whole thing is, again, the only way we can really genuinely make an influence and an impact is through the power of the mind. It's not going to happen. Again, the revolution ain't going to be televised.
No, bro.
So by the time it is televised, like all that shit,
it's going to be on a podcast first and foremost.
I knew it was fraudulent. You know what I mean? Because the real revolution is within. You have to come to the highest point within yourself before you can do anything here.
Yes, sir.
That's going to make a difference in a material form outside of self. You know what I mean?
Facts. Let's run it up. We done, bro.
Let's do it.
Yes, sir. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the worlds, the Beneficent, the Most Merciful, and Master of the Day of Judgment. Thee alone do we serve. Thee alone do we beseech for divine aid. Guide us on the right path, the path upon whom thou hast bestowed favors, not upon whom thy wrath has been brought down, nor upon those who go astray. O Allah, guide us from this point onward. Give us the power to confront spiritual wickedness in high places. We are in that time. Use us to be the light into the darkness and to guide the righteous to the kingdom. Give us the power to establish your kingdom in all realms and to defeat all entities that mean us ill and mean us harm. We are your angels, we are your servants. Use us to the maximum extent necessary to build that kingdom. We love and serve you alone. Ameen.
That's it, love.